All right, hold up. Let me get over to the side. Look familiar? Scenes like these are happening all over the world right now. You could be next. Unless you make the most important decision of your life. Prove that you have the strength and the courage to be free. Become a CRATECAST channel member. It's supposed to be the horns, Lord Usman.
You gotta give me. I always forget.
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CRATECAST, our 6th episode. It's kind of bright in here. Let me cut this light and see what that looks like.
Oh,
Now, maybe. Might be too dark. We'll see. We'll roll with it right now. Actually, we'll cut the lights back on. I'm feeling fancy. It's bright. It's really bright. All right, anyways, guys, welcome back to episode 6. We got a fun one here for you guys today. First, let me pull up this chat so I can see what you guys are all talking to me about, because I'm sure it's already overflowing with love and support. So, today, as you could hear doing the horns awesomely in the back right there, we are joined by Lord Usman.
hey guys.
Hey, Lord Usman.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. We got our first chat. Let's go. Bryce Wood, 15F. Good to see you, my friend. How you doing, sir? All right, let's go ahead and pop this chat out. Good deal. All right, this is going to be interesting to see how I get this to work with what we got going on today. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'm going to get into the meat and potatoes of today's episode. Today, me and Lord Usman, I can't even talk. Sorry, let me get a little sip of my Wawa with the pinky out.
Did you just say, are you a grown man and you just said Wawa?
Damn right I just did. Anyways.
Oh my God.
You gotta own it. Sometimes you gotta be a little silly sometimes. You gotta be a little rambunctious.
Rudy, yeah. Okay, but all right.
All right. So, getting into the main point of what we got going on today. We have, let's see if I can figure this out. Bam. Look at there. Okay, now it's just a big little thing right here. But when I do this, I do that. And then I gotta find the chat. Hold up, chat. I'm not leaving you. Okay, sorry, I'm still new at the live stream stuff. Okay.
Oh, nice transition. I'm watching this with the rest of the chat, by the way.
Oh, you are? Okay.
I don't get real time.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out how I can... Okay, how am I going to pull up the chat with this? I guess I'm just going to have to check chat randomly then, maybe? Yeah, I can just do that and check it out. But, Bryce Wood, I'm glad you're loving life. That's awesome. So, today, ladies and gentlemen, what we got going on is we are going to be ranking, quite literally, every single conspiracy theory that we could possibly think of. And if you look right here on the right of the screen, we got a lot to go over. So, let me send Lord Usman the list, like I said I was going to, but I'm a bad host and I didn't do that.
Yeah, I was just gonna wait for
you're just gonna
update before I answered.
Yeah,
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Like I said this like an hour ago.
I suffer in silence. I'm a good co-host.
He is. So I hope everybody's having a great day today. Go ahead and drop that in the chat that I cannot see. Let's see here. Where is Lord Usman's contact on my phone? Sorry for the dead air, guys. I'm trying. I'm text message maxing right now.
Big shout out to Big AI.
Yeah.
Love Big AI.
So great. We love AI so much here. Golly, I shouldn't wear this hoodie. It is hot. Ugh. The deep state's going to end me after this stream anyways. So, before we get started on today's stream, I think we're going to have to establish some rules of engagement, Lord Usman. We're going to be talking about some controversial topics, to say the least. So, just due to YouTube's certain opinions on things, I think we're going to have to speak in coded language for some of them. Do you catch my drift?
No, I'm going to say it. You can't. I'm about to say it.
So I guess we'll just refer to one of these people that possibly escaped to Argentina as the painter. We're going to have to really dance around some of these things. We'll figure it out though,
I
guys.
think I think with the image, you know,
Yeah.
we'll play the game. We'll play
We'll,
YouTube's little game.
we'll play their little games. That's right. So real quick, I'll do one last little check of the chat. Nobody else. I wish I could figure out how to pull this up, like over my screen, but I don't know how. I'm tech illiterate, guys. It's really bad. I know.
It is really bad. Trust me.
Yeah. No. Like Lord Usman literally has to tell me like everything. It's embarrassing. Because like I can do that. That's fine. And then I pull you right there, but there's no way I can have it like on top of that, which is kind of annoying. Because I want to do that, but then oh well, what are you gonna do? Anyways, so ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, where should we start? Let's see here. Lord Usman, I'll give you the honors. You just look at a picture.
Give me the honors.
I will, which I guess you're gonna be running probably 30 seconds behind.
Yeah, I'm like 30 seconds behind.
Okay.
You're gonna have to take the lead on this one, man. I'm
guess-
behind. I'm with everybody else right now.
Okay.
I'm with the boys
You're with the boys, you're in the trenches.
and lady, maybe.
Maybe, who knows? We don't discriminate at Crate 13. So, I guess I'll start us off. And I feel like, should we start with an obscure one or should we start with something that's like a little more well known?
Dude, no, I think you should pick a random one.
A random one, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to close my eyes and I'm just going to scroll up and down until I come across one. And my cursor is on. Oh, okay. Dinosaurs. Our first conspiracy, going all the way back to our oldest one, is that dinosaurs are fake. So, Lord Usman, what's your thoughts on this theory? Why would dinosaurs possibly be considered fake?
Okay, so
Oh, wait. I'm
there's-
sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. We need to explain what our ranking criteria is.
oh my God, yeah.
Look at
okay,
us.
so
Oh, my God. Silly
Yeah.
me, guys. All right.
We're
So-
getting right into it.
For our ranking criteria, we have a simple little three-pronged category. Our first thing that we're going to be judging the conspiracy theory on is how likely is it if it's true or not? Like, is it already confirmed this has happened? Or like, is there no chance at all that this is real at all? All right. Our next one is going to be, I honestly, I forgot what our third one was. But I know the other one was like, if they're fun or not. So it's like, hey, is this theory fun to believe in? And I'm going to be like, oh, you know what? I don't think it's real, but it is fun to theorize. And then we just, rank it on that. So if it's more fun, it bumps it up in the rankings. If it's not really a fun conspiracy, put it down on the rankings. And then, we just play around with it. I mean, if something is confirmed true it might as well be confirmed true and it's fun, that's going to give us our S tier. That's going to be S tier right up here. So when it comes to dinosaurs, do you think it's a fair explanation of how we're doing this, Lord Usman?
You forgot the most important part, which is if we come to a disagreement and we can't figure out what we're gonna do, the next stream will be us dueling, with weapons.
That is correct. Chat, you get to live vote on weapons. So,
Yep.
Keep up
So,
with that.
but just yeah, you gotta stay to the end of the stream.
You have to stay to
on
the
that.
end. Sorry, we don't make the rules. All right. So, our first conspiracy theory is that dinosaurs are not real. Lord Usman, what do you know about this conspiracy theory?
Okay, so there's a couple of angles that come at this. There's some people who believe that that dinosaurs were created by evolutionists in order to downplay the idea of creationism. That's one of the angles.
Right. That's the main one that I've heard too. I had my science teacher back in high school that he believed this. Really nice guy, great guy. But I will never forget him. He's like, now look, guys, I am required by the state to teach you about evolution, but it's fake, and I'm going to prove it. And he pulls up a mastodon, and I can't remember what it was, but he pulled up like some dinosaur's fossil or something like. No, I remember it was just some fossil of like a skull of some dinosaur, and he said like, you see that? That's the kneecap of an elephant. It was just like, but it's got like teeth and it's got all the, it was crazy. So I don't know, even as a senior in high school, I was like, what? And besides, like, guys, this might be a controversial take, but as a boy, dinosaurs are awesome. Like, and I'm not talking about like the feather dinosaurs. Those are lame. Those, I'd be fine if those didn't exist. But like real reptilian dinosaurs, awesome. Lord Usman, were you a dinosaur kid growing up?
I was not. I was a construction work equipment. I was a
That
trains kid.
you were a train kid?
You know what I mean? Yeah, I was a
Ooh,
train kid. I did trains.
ooh. Okay,
Yeah.
that checks out.
Thanks for, yeah,
Oh,
right.
we got Ian Gland. How you doing, channel member? I got the chat pulled up on my phone right now. It's running a little bit behind. Ian Gland, how you doing, sir? So glad you're in the chat today. Welcome. Thank you for your channel membership and thank you for all you do for Crate 13. Hope you're having a blessed day, bud. All right. So, dinosaurs. Is it fun to believe that dinosaurs, well, I mean, glossing over the fact that you were a train kid, but I believe it. Dinosaurs are cool. Jurassic Park, great movie. Spielberg, say what you want about the guy, but he makes awesome movies. Jurassic Park, awesome. So I don't want to believe in a world where they don't exist. That's one thing right there. And I don't see how that contradicts biblical teachings. I think that's people just grasping for stuff and trying to be like argumentative where there is no need to be argumentative. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, absolutely anything to make angry a Reddit atheist.
Ah, that
So
is true.
I would say
Ooh.
they're not real.
You-
Even then,
yeah,
I would say they're not real.
that's right. You're saying they're not real. Okay. All right. Look, I'm gonna be honest. One of my core childhood memories. I remember seeing Sue the T-Rex. She did that nationwide tour, and I guess this would have been like 2009, probably. So like in the middle of the recession, my parents like made sure to take me to the museum to see this giant T-Rex skeleton, and I was just blown away by it. So no, the dinosaurs are too cool. We're starting off hot. I'm making the executive decision here. Dinosaurs aren't real as an F tier conspiracy. I'm so sorry.
All right.
But-
All right. Well, you're lame. You're lame. Clearly, they're not real. It's an
Sorry.
atheist conspiracy. Whatever.
Frankly, I like my dino nuggies.
All right.
Frankly. All right. So we got that one down, Pat. Do you have the list on your phone, Lord Usman?
Yeah. Hold on one second.
All right. Tell you what, I'm just gonna scroll and you just tell me when to stop. I know you can't see it, but I'm just moving my mouse around. You tell me where to stop it. Stop.
Right there. Stop.
Where's my? Oh, okay. Ooh, you're gonna love
That's
this one.
That reminded
That's
me of
a-
high school where we played fire truck.
You're gonna love this one. All right,
Yeah.
staircases in the woods.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Lord Usman has this one. We talked about this one a good bit before.
Okay, right. So it's weird because like in certain national parks and parts of the country, if you walk through the woods and you're not familiar with this, people have had strange sightings of staircases just suspended randomly in the woods, and there's like a lot of these don't have any sign of any what do you call that? The concrete base plates?
Yeah,
giving
no.
it foundation.
Yeah, it's
There's
just
like
a
no foundation. It's just a
staircase that leads to nowhere. It doesn't go underground
nowhere.
anywhere. It doesn't go up anywhere. It's just like it's like
Yep.
this picture on the screen. Like that's supposedly one of them.
And this
So
picture and this has been around before AI, so like this
Yeah.
is some of those pictures are absolutely real.
yeah, and like that's a lot of work to go through to hoax somebody because that's like that's a concrete staircase that somebody has set up right there. So it's like I don't know because I got to think about it. It's like it's just a lot of work to go through to fake something like that.
It is a lot of work. It's very interesting. If you I think there was like a whole creepy pasta type series that was done based off of like this alone. This is what sparked it essentially.
Yeah.
Staircases in the woods. It's very fun. I don't know, man. I'd say this is like C tier for me.
For you, it's a C tier because like here's the thing though, because like okay, hey, we got the staircases, but what about them? Like I know, like I've seen like the YouTube videos where like, oh, if you see a staircase in the woods, run away. But it's like, okay, why? Ooh, it's a staircase.
Oh, so so you don't know about any of the stories.
No, if you could quickly synapse one for me.
Well, like there's all kinds of stories. They're all like urban legend-esque. Like one person went to the top of the staircase, they heard a pop, and then they were in alternate reality where they didn't have a wife and kids.
Ah.
One person went to the top of a staircase, they just died. Like, have you ever seen Rick and
okay.
Morty? There's that one guy who touches Rick and then he dies without an explanation.
Oh yeah. I
Like
forgot about
that.
that one. Yeah. Okay, that's kind of cool. Isn't it like tied in with Missing 411, which we also have right here?
It is. So people say you go to the top of the staircase and you disappear. There's all kinds of fun stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, so yeah, I can get behind that one being like a C tier because, like, I mean, they're clear. Like, all right. So what's our probability? Like, is this a real thing that is actively out there that is like we can't explain?
Oh, I don't believe in anything supernatural.
Right. You don't believe in
Like,
anything supernatural?
well, I wouldn't say okay, not anything supernatural. I obviously believe in like God and stuff, but
Right.
outside of that,
Okay.
no, like monsters and whatnot. I don't
Yeah,
believe
no,
in
I'm
any.
not a big believer in cryptid. Like, yeah, like we didn't even put Bigfoot on this list because that was just like Bigfoot would just be F tier. Like, I'm not a Bigfoot guy.
Oh, what? No, hold on. Okay,
Well, you just said
let's
you didn't
finish
believe in
this one, and
monsters.
then no,
Okay, all right, all
let's
right.
finish this one, and we're gonna do Bigfoot, even though it's not on the list.
Even though it's not on
immediately
the
after
list.
this.
Okay. All
That's
right.
great. Okay.
Probability wise, all right. Is it fun? I'm gonna say yes because there's so much in your mind that it leaves you thinking like, okay,
Yeah.
what is it? What's the point? So that part is cool. But
100%.
overall, on the likelihood that it's real, I mean, like again, this is pre-AI, so it's like someone put those staircases out there, and that's a lot of work to go to. I don't know. I've always said like if I ever was lucky enough to become a billionaire, I always said that I was going to do just random stuff to just mess with people. So like I would just go out in the middle of the woods and I would have them construct this crazy something and just leave it out there.
Yeah, that's why I'd have to.
Yeah,
Say it's a C tier.
It's a C
It's a
tier.
C
It's
tier.
solid C tier. I'm good with that.
It's a
So
solid C tier.
yeah, staircases in the wood conspiracy theory is our C tier ranking. So, all right, now Lord Usman wants to talk about Bigfoot. So, what's your argument for Bigfoot not being F tier, even though we can't put him
Okay,
on the list?
Bigfoot not being F because Bigfoot needs to be C tier as well because it's like the conspiracy of all conspiracy. Like that's the one that everyone finds. It's the intro one, right? The first one everyone
Yeah,
finds.
you know what? Sure, that is it. That's fair. I'm willing to bump it up to D tier for that. I could compromise.
Sold.
Sold?
It's
All
not
right.
on there, but sold.
Sold. All right. Pleasure doing business with you. Bigfoot is D tier, even though we don't have him on the list. All right. So I will go back to closing my eyes. I will scroll randomly. Chat, if you have any recommendations on where we should stop, drop them in the chat. I'd love to see. And let's stop here. What am I near? Okay. Oh my gosh, we're burning through a lot of the good ones. Bohemian Grove.
Well, this one isn't really a conspiracy, though, is it?
It used to be.
Yeah.
It used
The
to be.
conspiracy is really what would happen there.
Yeah, what's going on at Bohemian Grove? Because like growing up, it's like we hear about it, and you're like, oh man, this is like, ooh, and then you read the quote of what Richard Nixon said about it. Have you ever heard that quote? I
That
can't.
doesn't have the F word in it.
It does, and not the F word that like you'd get in trouble for. Well,
yeah, the one we could get away with.
Yeah, San Fran. What San Fran is a replacement for?
Right.
Yeah,
That one.
So Nixon called it a certain thing that I can't repeat on YouTube, sadly. Which a lot of people dress up for it, but I gotta say the fact that Alex Jones snuck in there. I will say this though: the fact he snuck in there and he's still alive, that makes me think there's less weird stuff going on over there.
I think he filmed all of it. I think it is kind of like what Bigfoot is to conspiracies. It's the door.
Yeah,
That's the first step.
it
into
is one of the.
weird
It's
stuff.
the first one of getting into like the elites, the occult ritual stuff. It's like it's entry level. It's tip of the iceberg stuff. So like,
Yeah.
and once you hear about it, you're like, whoa, I'm deep in this now, buddy. No, you ain't. No, you are not. It
Yeah,
goes
but
a
they-
lot deeper than that. So
You gotta visit
Bohemian,
the island.
yeah, yeah, that's right. And I feel like a lot of that does. So, all right, for those who actually don't know what Bohemian Grove is in the audience, Bohemian Grove is an elite. I don't want to say country club because that's making it sound too simple. It's a gathering place in the middle of the woods in California where you can kind of see it in my picture down there. The most powerful people in the world, whether it be business leaders, presidents, kings, prime ministers, all over the world show up at this place in the woods, and there's a giant owl statue, and they do weird mock rituals around it. It's very odd. Alex Jones snuck in there and got footage of it because they said, oh, it's not real. None of that happens. And then he snuck in there and got footage of it. So we do know it all happens. And they kind of openly admit it now. But it's just like, oh, yeah, it's just a place for us to all go hang out. It's like a fraternity. And you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if there is something like that. But, like, I don't know.
They have Skull and Bones.
They got Skull and
that.
Bones. That's right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
we know it's real, so that bumps it up. And it's an intro thing, and it gets a lot of people down the rabbit hole. Dare I say, I'm hesitant to give it S tier.
Dude, I'd say, yeah, honestly, no, wait, I'd say A tier.
A tier. That's what I
There's
was
a,
feeling.
yeah, A tier because it's real,
Yeah, A tier because it's real.
and but not S tier because it doesn't have like it's not. It's just weird.
It's weird. It's a bunch of grown men playing dress up, running around in the woods. That's what we know. I mean, it could be a lot more nefarious, but it's what gets a lot of us started on the path. So yeah, A tier. I feel good about that. We got summer camp for rich kids. That is how legit it started, and then it morphed into whatever weird occultic thing it is now. But we got Bryce Wood requesting Michael Jackson in the chat. So, what are we going to talk about with Michael Jackson? So, as a lot of people know, especially with the movie coming out here recently, Michael Jackson had some certain allegations alleged against him involving minors. Now, our conspiracy for why we have him on here is there's two-pronged. One, the allegations didn't come about out of nowhere. You see, Michael Jackson was not like a lot of artists. Most artists at the time were like fine with like, okay, hey, you have the rights to my music, I'll get my little paycheck, I'll do whatever. Michael Jackson's probably the most famous person to ever live. You could easily make that argument. Well, he knew that, and he was like, well, I need to protect, sorry. Well, I need to protect my wealth. I gotta do my own stuff to make sure that I'm secure financially. Sorry, that's my really bad Michael Jackson impression.
Good.
Oh, thank you.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So what he decides to do is he buys the rights to the Beatles, which is just, that's a big brain move right there. Look, Lord Usman's a Beatle fan. I am not a fan of the Beatles, sadly, but I can appreciate what they did for the significance of like music history and how like important they are financially to it, and how much the rights to not just the music but all the merchandise and stuff would generate. Well, the music elites, the people that are in charge of all the record deals, really hated this because they didn't want other artists to get those kinds of ideas. And you see it in like modern day with like, as much as I can't stand Taylor Swift, her buying the rights to her music back, stuff like that. So, anyways, after he buys the Beatles catalog, these allegations magically come out of nowhere. And he gets dragged through the dirt for a long time about it. He also wrote a song that was very critical of a certain nation in the Middle East. That's all the details I'm going to go into that on that part of it. So that's two parts of it right there of why people would be against Michael. Now, do I think Michael was a weird dude? 100%. I think that the allegations wouldn't surprise me. I mean, how familiar are you with Lord Usman? Are you there?
Of course I'm here. I would
Okay.
never go anywhere.
Okay. How familiar are you with what is alleged against old MJ?
Oh, I'm very familiar with what's alleged with old MJ.
Have you
there's
seen
quite a few things?
Yeah, have you seen the door with all the locks on it?
Yes.
I think we're both pretty quirky individuals. Do you ever see an instance in your life ever needing to own a door with that many locks on it?
Oh, yes, but I can't make that joke on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I can't picture myself ever owning a door with like probably like 11 locks on it. It looks like something from a Looney Tunes cartoon.
It's obscene. I don't know. I this one's like
He's weird.
tier.
Because like here's the thing. I personally I think he did it. But also I can understand that I think maybe like it was like an open secret, and once he stepped out of line, they were like, all right, let's get him on it. I don't know. It's tricky because like no one has, I don't even know how in detail I can get with, you know, the details of what Michael Jackson was confirmed to be doing. But it's weird to be having a theme park at your house and then inviting children to stay overnight. That's weird. No one completely mentally in the head that's okay, or mentally okay in the head does that. So, Michael Jackson, I'm torn on it.
I don't know. This has got to be a B tier.
I feel like a B tier because and then the second part is that his doctor killed him on purpose. Which that one, because what was the medication they gave him? I can't think of it off the top of my head.
I can't think of it either.
maybe I would have that many.
Yeah, it was something, you know.
Yeah, it was something. Bryce Wood says if he was that famous, he might have that many locks. If he was hiding the Beatles masters, I'd have a bunch of locks too. Yeah, all fair points. I think, but yeah, anyway, the theory is that Michael Jackson's doctors intentionally overdosed him because he was about to do his big comeback tour. It was right after all these allegations because he was found innocent in a court of law. At least they didn't have enough to convict him of being guilty. So that is a part of it. And he was going to do his big comeback tour. It was about to be big. It was about to be awesome. And then right before the tour starts, he drops dead. Interesting theory. I feel fine with the B tier on that. I feel good with that. But hey, chat, keep them coming. What else y'all want to hear us rank in here? I love to see it. Tell me what you need. But while we're waiting on those, I'm going to go back, close my eyes. Lord Usman, you tell me when to stop.
Boom, 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 boom. Stop there.
All right, great replacement theory. This is where we might get kicked off of YouTube.
Oh. Okay, hold on, I got this.
For YouTube's sake, we are not endorsing any of these theories. We are simply just discussing them and having a good little silly haha fun time. Take it away, Lord Usman.
So, let me explain it to you like this. Great replacement theory is similar to this. Basically, what happens is there's a group. We're talking about ants right now. So there's a group of ants that are native to America, right?
Yes.
And let's say a group of I don't know,
fire
people,
ants,
right? Well, yeah, that's a group of fire ants, right? A group of fire ants start getting put into the native ant population.
Very destructive.
Well, the fire ants actually very destructive, and they reproduce very quickly.
Yes.
So eventually they start killing a lot of the native ants and replacing the native ants in the space.
And the native ants' reproduction rates can't keep up with the fire ants' production rates.
Exactly. Which is why people think that there's some other force involved in that.
Yeah, there's some beetles across in the Middle East that are facilitating this.
The Middle East of my lawn, of course.
Of course, yes. That are saying that the regular North American ants, the ants, should be accepting and take in all of these fire ants because they're just refugees and they can assimilate and become just like normal ants.
Remember, this is just about ants,
just a theory,
not anything else.
You know what? This is completely silly, and there's no fire ant can be a regular ant.
Fire ant can be a regular ant. They'll integrate well with native ant populations.
All right. With that being said, drop it in S tier.
Yeah, drop it in S tier.
Drop it S tier. Yep. All right, moving on. Whew, dodged a bullet on that one. All righty. So that was quick. I think we handled that well. That was a good move.
Yeah, I think we.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Oh, what did I do with my mouse? What?
Oh no, he's.
Oh no.
Oh no. Did you?
Oh no, it's got like a little circle thing. It looks like a Death Star kind of. Oh no.
Oh, it's the ball of death. Oh no, the stream is about to go down.
Is it really? Is this
no.
Oh, okay, you scared me. I thought this was a real thing.
No, I have
the ball of death. I was like, no.
I don't know.
How do I fix this?
Oh,
whoa! Great coded ant. We will have as many ant analogies as you would like. Thank you so much for that super chat. That is
crazy funny.
Incredible. That is. Thank you so much. That makes these streams so worth it. Thank you so much. We will have more ant
fly analogies if you're so inclined.
Yes, any kind of insect analogy that you would like. But for real, I don't know how to fix my mouse. It's not letting me click.
Oh my god!
It's not. I'm clicking on.
It turns into a 30-minute IT stream.
This is about to be an IT stream, guys. Hang on.
Wait, can I do the voice, please?
I don't know if we can do the voice.
I
know you do it great. You do it right. Yeah, you know what?
Come on, man.
You know what?
It's my only.
Hit it.
Only thing.
Hit it.
Okay, so sir, what you're going to want to do? You're going to want to. Are you listening to me?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still here, buddy.
Okay, so this. Look, this is what you want to do. Do you see the Windows key? It looks like 4 squares on the keyboard.
I see it, yes, sir.
You want to hit the Windows key and the I. Hit the Windows key and the I.
Oh, okay, we're back in action. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Lord Dustman.
Very good, sir. Please leave a positive review in the email survey.
I'm voting to repeal the H-1B visa.
No, Michael.
No. Okay.
Oh,
This
all right,
this
all right,
stream
all right.
is
Back to
not going to
business.
last long. Back to business. Back at it. Chat. Keep dropping them in the chats. Where are we going next? But until then, Lord Usman, you tell me where my eye must land. Tell me when I must stop.
Stop.
All right, where are we? Oh no, man, we're getting all the risky ones at first. We got the
What did
Mick.
we
Then we got the
Oh,
Mick
no.
Martin preschool.
Oh no.
No. No. All right, YouTube. I'm sorry.
No. Oh no.
They.
You're not making it out of.
I'm not making it. Yeah, no. This is
views.
we're so we're cooked, man. All right. Woo. All right. Let's see. Let's think of this analogy again. All right. Let's use. All right. Let's say some cockroaches decided to run a daycare, and all these other nice insects in the garden decide to send all their kids to this daycare. And this is the height of the 80s and the famous bug satanic panic during the bug 1980s.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, this is one of the kickoff events for that. At this bug preschool, these cockroaches had, let's call them moths. I think moths will be a good analogy for this. Little young moths, you know, about 4 years old. And then all of a sudden, all the moths started coming back showing signs of abuse. And they all started telling the same stories to their parents, saying what was happening and that the cockroaches were making them do bug satanic rituals in tunnels underneath the bug preschool. So, anyways, big lawsuits happen from this. And everybody's like really trying to be like, oh my gosh, what's happening? And big investigations happen, and basically it all just drops out of nowhere, and they have some psychologists come on the witness stand and say that all of the children were coerced into giving the exact same testimony. And they said, well, look, we'll even go to the preschool and see that there's no tunnels here. And they go and they're like, oh, look, see, there's no tunnels. And they're like, oh, okay. Anyway, whole school gets demolished and everybody forgets about it. And I want to say that these people, the cockroaches that ran the preschool, sued the families for defamation. And I want to say they lost the defamation suit. But they were found innocent in criminal court. I could be wrong on that. If you could quote me. I just saw Ian Clan's do not redeem comments.
Do not redeem.
Chad, if you could fact check me on that, because I don't know 100%. This is a little bit before my time. Anyways, the real kicker about this, everybody's just like, okay, the kids just kind of made it up and they moved on. Well, when you learn about things like Michael Aquino, which I covered in my MK Often video, which is one, in my opinion, maybe the best video I've made. You can go check it out on my channel. Who was involved in a lot of satanic rituals and founded the Temple of Set. He was involved in the U.S. Army, and it was the father of psychological warfare and psychological operations, PSYOPs. So, and then he was active during this whole time. So there's a lot of involvement in this world already. But here's the real kicker. After the preschool's torn down, the families fund a private investigator to go, and they do, it's like some kind of like LiDAR system. I'm not sure how it works, but it's like a 3D scanner of the dirt over the preschool. And they found where tunnels had been filled in. Which, again, all the kids claimed that there were tunnels. And they said, oh, there are no tunnels, so it's fake. And that's what helped them pretty much just close the whole case. Well, they did a little bit of excavating, and they found, again, allegedly, from what I remember reading about it, again, I had to do a lot of reading for all these different theories on here. They found animal bones, like chicken bones, rabbit bones, stuff like that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, things that you would, maybe use in a little sacrificial ritual. I don't know. I think it's pretty weird. So, and all the children that are now grown up, to my knowledge, still claim that it happened. So, I don't know. Lord Usman, you got anything you want to add to this? Do you know about this one at all, or?
No. You're the one who knows everything. But from what you've told me, this kind of feels like I don't know, B tier.
I feel like a bit B tier, sir. Had this been like golly, maybe even like 7 to 10 years ago, this would be an easy D tier. Like, oh yeah, this didn't happen. But now, one with the new evidence that came out, and just everything that we know about the world now, I'm a lot more inclined to think that stuff like this did happen.
Oh yeah.
I will say that. I partially, I think maybe it did happen. Because I think it's just odd that a bunch of kids would make up the same story, even if they are being coerced. You know how hard it is to tell a kid a story and have them tell the same story to somebody else? And then repeating that with like 12 to 15 other kids? That's difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's hard.
So
Definitely feels like a B tier.
LiDAR is just Earth penetrating radar. Okay, I was right. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Ian Gland. I appreciate that. So McMartin Preschool, look into it. It's crazy stuff. I'm good with the B tier on that one. I feel like that's a fair. Alrighty, moving on. All right, back to it, Lord Usman. You tell my little scrolly hand where to stop.
Now,
where am I? Okay, good. Crystal Girls.
oh yes.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
finally a good one.
Yes. Okay. These are people that believe in like the healing power. I know it's not a conspiracy, but we still thought it would be funny. You know, girls that are like, oh, it's your chakra. And like the girls that have like the white girl dreads, like don't shave their armpits. Just nasty, horrible, disgusting things. Ugh. Anyways, how they believe that crystals are like all powerful healing chakra, Eastern thing. I don't even know what else I can say about it.
Yeah, I mean, this is total F territory.
I'm
no
leaning.
credence.
Foyd.
Yep.
Wait. Didn't you date a crystal girl back in college? Am I making that up?
No, you're not.
Oh
No.
no. Okay.
No,
All right.
no.
Well, firsthand experience. We have a live interviewee right here. We have a survivor.
Yeah, so that's such a hard F tier.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. We don't even have to go in detail with it. F tier. Crystal girls. Gross. Take a shower. You Foyd. Go spike my cortisol some other day.
Mm-hmm.
Really getting in it with
F
all
tier.
the
Hard F tier.
hard. Yep. All right. Let's see here. All right. Golly, this hoodie is so hot. You know, if you really want a warm hoodie that'll keep you warm, go to Crate 13. The bio is in my YouTube profile. Go check it out if you want to get this dripped out merch. It's a warm hoodie for $40. Even if you don't want to support the channel, just get you a good deal on a hoodie that'll keep you warm. Because I'm sweating right now. All right. Let's see here. You tell me when to stop again.
Stop it there.
All right. Ooh, okay. Pearl Harbor was an inside job. Do you know anything
I
about
don't really
this
know
one?
much about the specifics of this.
Okay, so we've all heard about the other attack on America being an inside job. Well, someone has come along and made the theory that Pearl Harbor was not necessarily like America attacking America, but the theory goes that basically FDR wanted to get involved in the war. Excuse me. It's because he wanted to help his buddies out in the Soviet Union because FDR was a communist. Again, the theory. So, he had already cut off oil supply to Japan in early 1941, which basically was going to be a death sentence to Japan, meaning they would have had no oil to continue their expansion in Asia. So it put Japan on a collision path with us, basically right there to begin with. U.S. intelligence, I think this part is confirmed. We kind of knew Pearl Harbor was coming. We knew that a Japanese carrier fleet was moving in the vicinity of Hawaii. I want to say the original thought was, hey, they might attack Guam, but they're not dumb enough to attack the U.S. Pacific Fleet. And that's how Pearl Harbor was able to happen. The theory goes that we knew it was coming. We were ready. And FDR let the attack happen. And so to sway public opinion. Because before Pearl Harbor, a majority of the American public was wanting to remain isolationist during the war. Because again, we were still worried about the Great Depression. We were coming out of that. We felt like we didn't have any need to get involved in that business in Europe. However, when you touch our boats, historically, we destroy you. That's the history of America, pretty much. Touch boats, you die. So FDR lets Pearl Harbor happen so he can begin not just doing Lend-Lease with the Soviet Union, but also full-on arms support to help them out. That's basically the broad theory. And there's also part of like, actually didn't suffer a lot of really bad losses at Pearl Harbor. That kind of is part of it too. Like, most of our important ships were in Norfolk, in Virginia at the time, like getting repairs done there, which is like, and it was like some ships that were supposed to be in Pearl Harbor were in Virginia. I think, again, I could be wrong on that one. So I'm like, I don't know. What's your thoughts based on my brief synopsis on that?
You know, our rating system's a little wonky, so I don't know.
Little.
This one feels, it kind of feels like a C tier. I'm not
Feels
gonna
like
lie
a
to
C tier,
you.
maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't thinking that high. Maybe like I'm feeling between a C and a D, because like I don't personally, I don't want to believe it. Being such a World War II stan, like I don't want to believe that like us getting involved in the war was all predicated on a lie. But honestly, I mean, I wouldn't put it past it of them just saying like, hey, we know this is going to happen. Let's just get it set up to where it won't be terrible. And then we can go turn Hiroshima into a star. You know, I can be convinced. All right, C tier, because it is fun to think. It's like, whoa, you know.
Right.
You've heard of other things. So yeah, it's fun. I think believability brings it down a little bit, but like fun tier, you got to bring it up. All right. We got Ian Gland. He's got a request. Where's old Lucifer at? Where's that beautiful horse? What? I know I had it on here. Am I blind? Ah, here it is. Okay. So, Denver Airport. I've been talking a little bit. What you know about the Denver Airport?
You know, I know a lot of things about the Denver airport now.
Enlighten this sweet audience.
Well, as a brother of the Reptilian Brotherhood, no, I'm kidding. No, that the Denver airport conspiracy theory mainly revolves around the New World Order, kind of like
Right.
Bohemian Grove.
Right.
It's just basically another meeting place where people can go. Is one of the theories. There's many theories.
A lot of weird stuff about the Denver Airport. It's
Yeah,
probably
tell me what you think.
It's probably the airport I've unironically been to the most outside of like. I don't want to say the airport. I mean, I fly out of Birmingham mostly, so like I don't think that's a big geo. Everybody knows I'm located in the South, so Birmingham is usually where I fly out of. But like Denver is probably the most common place that I've had connecting flights and just flown to. Like Denver's a great city, but the airport is weird. I will say it's one of my favorite airports to go to. The functionality of it, pretty good, I gotta say. Like the way they have it all sectioned off, I like it. However, there's a lot of weird underground stuff underneath it, and a lot of people say it's like way more than the airport needs to be. And if you look at I wish I could pull up a map of it, but you have Denver is situated like right here, right? And then Denver's airport is like way out here. Like to the point, like, you know, a lot of cities, like the airport isn't in the city limits. Denver's airport is like 30 minutes away from Denver. It's like far away. So that's one weird thing right there. It's because there's a lot of underground networks underneath the entire airport. Like apparently it's enough dirt was excavated and there's enough space underneath the airport where it's claimed like a whole city could operate underneath. So like a lot of people think it's like a secret doomsday bunker. That's a theory. And then on top of that, there was a lot of weird New World Order style art that was all over the place, which it's starting to be removed. I know the main painting everybody talked about with like the evil military looking dude with the gas mask and the sword. They took that one away. But they have gargoyles everywhere. There's like Freemasonry iconography. I think that's the right word. Yeah. Is labeled everywhere. Let's see, am I forgetting? Oh, and then Lucifer. Okay. They have a giant, like blue Bronco horse, which, hey, that's fine. Denver Broncos, I get it. Their colors are orange and blue, makes sense. But why does it look evil and why does it have red glowing eyes? You can see it in my picture right here. So it's a giant horse statue that looks evil. It's called Lucifer. And when they were building the statue, it fell over and killed the guy who was making it. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into the airport being like, it's evil, it's the center of the New World Order. And like they kind of lean into it, like they have like an ice cream shop in there that's like playing along with it, saying like there's aliens that make the ice cream. It's fun. I'm be honest, I don't buy it.
Yeah, this is definitely like this is
I think it's
almost D tier.
I was gonna
think.
say D tier. I think it's our first
Yeah.
D tier conspiracy. Okay, I'm glad we're in agreement on that. And maybe
Yeah,
it's just
not
because
terrible.
it's not terrible. I've definitely heard worse, but I don't buy it. I'm not someone saying like, oh, every time I go to the Denver airport, I'm not like, oh no, they're
Yeah.
gonna get us.
Yeah, I
Like,
think it's definitely fun. I think it's. I don't
It's fun.
believe in it. I think it's fun.
yeah,
Doesn't have a lot of believability. I think it's a D
no,
tier.
it's a D tier, solid D tier. Alrighty, anybody else dropping suggestions in the chat? But we're going back to it. Scrolling around. You tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Where am I? Oh, this one is yours. All right. We got Bill Gates' Mark of the Beast.
Oh yes. Okay.
Take it away, Lord Usman.
So not that long ago, there was a study that came out about these hyperfluorescent nanodots. I probably got that scientific part wrong, but
Yeah.
the idea of these hyperdots or whatever is that they can reflect infrared light. Now, that's cool and all, but what happens is they actually can get processed and put into your bloodstream. Like if I don't know, you were drinking a Coca-Cola, for example, you could put a couple of those nanodots in there, and they would get picked up by your bloodstream, and they would be distributed all over your body. And once they're all over your body, when you shine an infrared light on you, the way that the light bounces off of the small dots in your skin creates a sort of fingerprint of you that can be picked up regardless of what angle you are, how much skin. The only way to avoid that would be to have all of your skin covered, basically. Because any part of you could act as a fingerprint for infrared light. So you could theoretically have a drone in the sky, shoot down a laser, scan a bunch of people, and then ID a person out and basically take them out. If you wanted to.
What? Okay, I've never heard that one. That's actually insane. Wow.
Yeah. So I might have missed
Ugh.
a couple of details in
Okay.
there, but that's the idea of that.
Oh, okay. That's horrifying. And this pertains to the biblical mark of the beast that's talked about in Revelations, is your theory.
This is my conspiracy, but
Okay.
I definitely
Your
feel like
own
it
personal
ties
conspiracy.
into-
Okay.
Yeah, you could theoretically get them in a pattern and put them on someone's forehead or arm, and they're completely invisible to everything but infrared light.
That's crazy. Do they like so once it gets in your bloodstream? Is it there forever, or like does it?
Yeah, no, it's like it's there forever. It's like
You
it's
can't
like
pee it out.
No, you basically, I think you would have to like let your skin fall off.
Oh, that's
You
comforting.
know, I mean, like naturally, over time,
Yeah.
I think it would work itself out that way. But I think once it's in your cell, it's in your cell.
Ugh. Okay, that's terrifying. Wow.
It's something along those lines. They have the capability to do that.
Okay. Well, that one's horrifying. That is your conspiracy. You tell me where to rank it. I'll put it there, because that.
Dude, I think for like it's a very enjoyable conspiracy. I don't think
Yeah.
it's very realistic. So maybe
Yeah.
C
C tier?
C tier.
Okay, I was feeling
Yeah.
a C tier on it because it's terrifying. That's like if you I don't know if you were watching or not. My reaction during that was like, the whole time I'm sitting there listening. I'm just like going, I don't know, man-made
no,
horrors
no, I was watching.
beyond our comprehension. That's what's
Yeah,
the Family Guy meme like? Ah, sweet. Yeah, man-made horrors beyond man-made horrors beyond our comprehension. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's
So that's awful.
I hate humanity sometimes. All right, we're just trucking along. So, I'm back to scrolling. You tell me where to stop that little cursor.
Courser, stop.
Okay. Whatever we call it. Cursor. Sorry.
No, we're not going to even talk
don't-
about that. That's
All
another.
right,
That's
hey,
a conspiracy for another day.
That's right. If it turned into that conversation chat, I'm so serious we would be here another 3 hours. So, right now we got your all right, this is yours. Like I just put the heaven hell thing, but it's like the dark void one in space.
Oh yes.
Okay, so this is also the one that Lord Usman picked out. So take it away. I'm going to catch up on the chats real quick.
This is a reference to the Boitis. I believe that's what it
Oh.
is. Boitis void.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely got that wrong. I never pronounced anything right.
It's-
But no, it might be Bootis. Bootis void. Whatever.
Okay.
Basically, there's a gigantic void in interstellar space that is huge. It's like, I don't know, 6 million light years across or something.
Right.
It is insanely big.
Right.
It is ridiculously big, and there are no stars of any kind in this void, which is weird because if you know anything about space, there's
A lot of stars.
stars everywhere.
Right.
So there's this giant void. It's really far away. It's like 700 million light years from us.
See, because I feel like
But-
I've read about this, and I want to say that we're in it. I know you're saying we're far away. I feel pretty certain that we're like in the smack dab middle of this dead zone.
No, it's far away from us.
Ugh.
Its size is observable. There's a couple of
Yeah.
ideas about it. Some people think it's just like
It's
you know, an
growing
air
though, right?
pocket. It is growing. Yes, it's growing. But some people think it's because of space expansion due to the Big
Right.
Bang.
Mhm.
You know, it's like when you blow something up. If you ever seen the air, you know, whip back and forth, it's kind of that idea.
Okay.
So, but
Interesting.
some people think that maybe it's an intergalactic force.
Yeah. It's
Some
like
people
what?
think Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Have you ever
Like,
seen that movie?
yeah, like Hail Mary. Great Project Hail Mary. Excellent movie. You have not seen it. Well, so is it the Fermi's paradox? Is that the one where it's like everyone's quiet because there's a reason to stay quiet? Or I can't
Yeah.
remember. I can't remember what it's called.
So there's a lot of that.
Yeah. I don't know. But I don't necessarily like my thing is like it's interesting, but like what's I don't know. I'm not too like, oh boy, you know what I mean? Like it's not something I'm like I'm gonna stay up binge watching YouTube videos about, right?
Well, that's because you were a dino and not a train guy when you were younger. So.
Look, I enjoyed my dino nuggies. Where's your train nuggies at?
Okay, let's.
Yeah,
all right.
checkmate.
All right, whatever, dude. Let's just
Yeah.
whatever. Let's just skip to the ranking.
All right, ranking. I'm feeling a D tier on this one.
Dude, this might be the first one. I feel like this is B tier, dude.
B tier.
There's a giant intergalactic void in space, and you're not worried about it in the slightest.
Well, yeah, because I mean, there's a lot. Like, it's kind of like the same. Like, am I gonna be worried about a black hole? Not really. To me, it's like, how is it like functionally? Is it that different?
No, but you would be terrified if a gigantic 60 million parsec or 62 megaparsec void just moved 700 million light years to Earth.
Did you just say void?
No, I said void.
Void.
Whatever.
Okay,
You
whatever
would
it
be
is, yeah.
terrified if something that big moved to Earth that
Sure,
fast.
that's
Whatever.
right. Yeah,
I don't
oh,
have
you
to
know what?
justify
That's
myself.
fair. If the whole I like the concept that it's like an actual thing that is that big. Like if it's a spacecraft or something living that's that big, that's just moving through space, and that's why it's a black spot. That's actually. Oh, you know what? That idea.
Mm.
I'll bump it up for that.
You get
All right, I'll meet you at B. I can do that.
All right.
That
all right, all
that idea is terrifying. Okay.
right.
All right. Ian Glenn says he's got one that he claims is on the list, but don't worry, Ian Glenn, we're going to get right to it next. The claim that Wi-Fi can be used as a radar and see through walls and like almost move like an X-ray movement. So let's see here. Yeah, he's got that. And then Ian Glenn also says the booties void, or the booties, the booties void.
I don't pronounce anything right.
No, it's fine. I don't either. Is a gap in the observable space that only contains 60 galaxies, and it should have over 2,000 based on current information. Wow.
That's what it is. Yeah.
That is crazy. And Trent Atkins 9255. Yes, the Iraqi Stargate theory is on here. We will be getting that one here later in the video. But yes, moving back on to the Wi-Fi router theory. So basically, how this goes is it claims that Wi-Fi routers can act as like almost like 3D imaging software that can see perfectly inside a house that it's placed in. Like it can map out your rooms, it can tell if you're in a room or not. And I don't understand the technology for how it works because again, I'm a caveman when it comes to dealing with all this fancy tech stuff. It's a miracle I even got this live stream to work. But basically like it's sending the Wi-Fi signal and it can bounce off of people. Is that correct, Lord Usman?
Yeah, because people's bodies absorb Wi-Fi differently than walls would.
That can't be good for us.
No, it's fine. No, it really that's not. It's fine. It's
Okay. Interesting. So yeah, that one's like one. It's just confirmed they can do this. It's like the and what is it? The Dark Knight Rises, where
Yes, yep.
where he does it at the end. That's crazy. They called that back then in what 2008. So
exactly like that actually.
it's terrifying. We know it's real. Is that an S tier?
I was gonna add one more level to it,
Go
which
ahead.
is the fact that you can fingerprint somebody based on their breathing and heart rate.
I'm sorry. What?
You didn't know that.
I did not know
Yeah, I
that.
didn't think you knew. Yeah, there was a German group and they found out that you could fingerprint somebody based on how they breathe and their heart rate, which you can also get from that information. Yes,
That's
you could-
okay. Wow. Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That one took me aback. That's horrifying.
No, there's also a video on YouTube of somebody doing that, which is
Oh,
so. Yeah.
okay. Man-made horrors beyond our comprehension. S tier. Ah. All right. That one just bums me out. All right. Thanks for the recommendation, Ian Glad. All right. Let's see. Let's see here. We got Lucy's mom. Yeah, just updated my router to 6G, then learned of this theory. Oh
You're
no.
welcome.
Oh, so sorry, Lucy's mom. Happens to the best of us. Oh. Okay. Back to the list. Yay, so much fun. I'm going to sleep so good tonight. Speaking of, it's my last time staying in this room. I'm moving to the new setup after this. So, our last production here at this desk. Well, it's still going to be this desk, but in this room. So, cool times, fun times. But, let's see here. Lord Usman, you just tell me when to hit stop.
Stop.
All right. We got John Benet Ramsey is secretly either Katy Perry or Lady Gaga. So
What?
Yes, that's a real one that people actually believe. Yes.
You got it. Yeah, I gotta hear. I gotta
Okay,
hear
okay.
this. What?
All right. So are you familiar with who John Benet Ramsey is?
No, let's for the chat's sake. No,
Okay, for
I'm
chat's sake. Okay. John Benet Ramsey was a child like what is Honey Boo Boo? I can't think of it's like a fashion queen, not a fashion queen. Beauty queen, whatever. Yeah.
Oh,
She
yeah,
was
yeah,
a
yeah.
little kid beauty queen star. Her parents did that. Anyways, there's a crazy murder that happens and there's really no good explanation to explain how she was murdered. She was in her house with her family, and I can't remember the details of the case. It's really sad. It's really horrible. But she was just found dead in her house, and no one knows who killed her. And I don't know if anyone, I think someone in her family, either her brother or dad, went to jail for it. But like, I don't know. It's a lot of weird stuff involved with it. But for some reason, people like, you know how they'll do like the criminology, like the criminal sketches of like when someone's a kid and they'll look like, hey, they went missing. This is what they look like as an adult.
Mhm.
Well, one of those people did that of John Benet Ramsey, and it looks almost exactly like Lady Gaga or Katy Perry. And when you put them side by side, I mean, like, they kind of look alike, sure. Like, you could see it. But, like, come on. I don't know. That's basically the theory, is just that they are that person. Then they, like, she was actually, it was a body double, and they took her and kidnapped her and trained her to be this big pop star. And it also kind of circles back to like the Illuminati and stuff like that. Because like you remember like back during the Katy Perry halftime show, and like all the conspiracy theory YouTube channels were just exploding because she was like, "Did you see the sign?" When she did like the Illuminati, like the eye thing or something like that. I don't know. And they're like, "Oh," they started doing that. Which I mean, all that stuff is just silly to me. But anyway, that's one of the theories, that she was trained to be this someone like that. There also is some weird connections to the Big E. Have you heard of those connections?
Oh, I have no doubt he would be all over that young woman.
Well, this one's confirmed. They forgot to redact so they redacted like pictures of people, in the files. Well, there was a picture hanging up in his office that was reflecting on a mirror, and we could see it. And it is either a painting or a picture, we're not really sure which one, I can't remember exactly. It's either of the Big E holding John Bonet or John Bonet just there, and it's just a picture of her. Which,
Oh God.
yeah, that one just makes me sick to my stomach. I thought the stream was going to be fun, and I'm just sitting here just feeling horrible now. My Wi-Fi is staring at me right now, and now I'm thinking about that. I'm putting this one in F tier. You feel good with that one?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's a F tier. I just don't want to. Oh, why can't I put you in F tier? What?
Oh.
What? It's not letting me put this one anywhere.
Oh.
But I can put other one. That's weird. Huh, okay.
Maybe the tier list knows it's so bad that.
All right, then we'll just take that one off the list. Okay. Understood, Peter Thiel. Yes, sir. Okay, anyways. Thank you, Palantir. Very, very, very cool. All right. Back to it, Lord Usman. You just tell me when to stop.
Okay. Stop.
All right, where are we? All right. Mustache Man, the painter. Did he go to Argentina? Did he escape the bunker?
No shot.
No shot?
No shot. Soviets got him dead to rights.
Do they, though? Because you see, when the Soviets rolled up to that bunker, they obviously were looking for him. So, all right, let's get some backstory here. So, Mustache Man, the painter, is sitting in his bunker, and he's like, oh, you know, I think this really escalated pretty fast. It got out of hand quickly. But at least, you know, Mussolini, he's doing all right. And then someone comes in and says, hey, sir, Mussolini got beaten so badly he's unrecognizable, and they strung him up naked at a gas station, and they completely destroyed his corpse. Which, I made the mistake of looking up Mussolini's body after he was beaten.
Shit, it's terrible.
It is horrifying. And Mustache Man saw these images and promptly probably did a... So, understandably, he didn't want that. He didn't want to go through that. So, he, you know, crunches on a little pill and then, you know, does not do proper gun safety skills, and they burn his body after. Well, the Soviets, when they roll up to the bunker, you know, they don't find his body because it got burned up, but they brought back some bones. And I want to say this is in like 2005, something like that. They finally tested the bone fragments they had, and they were women's bones. So, we never got a body. That's one thing right there. There's only a few archived mentions of what, like, first-hand accounts of what happened in that bunker. The movie Downfall, great movie. It's written based on the biography of his last minutes or last days in the bunker from his secretary, I think. She was there, and she just told what happened. That's our main source of what was happening inside the bunker. But the theory goes that he managed to get out of Berlin and went on to Argentina and lived a long, happy life there. Now, is there any concrete proof that this happened? No, but I wouldn't say there's a lot of proof against it happening either. That's the thing. We never got a body. That's the big kicker. In fact, many other high-ranking German officers made it to South Carolina, or not South Carolina. Sorry, South America. So, like, I did a whole video on Laurie Torney, who fought in World War II for the Germans, and he made his way to Venezuela, because a lot of people were doing that. So, there was already a connection of that. There's plenty of towns to this day in Paraguay, Uruguay, Brazil, Argentina, that are just literally all German people. They still have the German flags. Like, it's just little pieces of Germany in these places. So, a lot of people were there. They were very sympathetic to him there. So, I don't know. I'm like, and kind of going back to Bohemian Grove. This is one of the introductory conspiracy theories. Wouldn't you say?
I would say so. I think that's why we might be able to say it's like B tier.
I was going to say this is an S tier one.
No. I don't think this is S
Oh,
tier
come
because of
on.
one that. No. Because of a one that comes in later that ties into this one.
I'm trying to think of which one that is.
It involves the Earth.
Oh. See, but
Because
here's
of
my thing.
that one.
But this one's way more plausible than that one. Like this one actually had. There's a non-zero chance this one happened. The other one, it didn't happen.
Okay, all right. Let's split the diff. Call it A.
All right, I can live with that one. A tier.
Okay.
All right. So, well, now it's not letting me place it. What? What?
Probably because it's got Mustache Man on it.
Well, it was gonna let me place it earlier. Hang on, let me. I can place that one. Can I place this one? What? That's so weird. All right. Yeah, no, it's not letting me. Well, okay. Just know that Argentina is in A tier, okay? So that's where that one is. Let's see here. Let me look at the comments. Let me get caught up on the chat real quick. All right. Let's see here. Just because I really want to hear you rant about, oh my gosh, Tartaria. I will talk about that one in just a few minutes. Trump, why? Someone asks why Trump is touching the wall. Oh my gosh. Nationalist Libertarian just brought up a great one that we forgot to talk about, dude. Justin Trudeau being the bastard son of Fidel Castro. Oh my gosh.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh, okay. Dang it. I'm going to add that one. I'm literally going, that's too good not to add. Yes. And yes, I'm looking at the chats. IE360, yes. There's not many good people involved in the kitty pageants. It's just a sick place. Let's see here. Nationalist Libertarian, if the official story about the Austrian painter wasn't true, how did both sides of the literal Cold War both agree to cover it up? And it would be my counter to the AH conspiracy. Very good point, yes. Why would the Soviets and the Americans both be like, okay, he got away? But I will say this, the FBI, they're like one of their first big things after the war, they did a big hunt to look for him. That seems pretty odd. Which, granted, I mean, like, the Americans weren't in Berlin first, so they just had to take the Soviets' word for it. So, like, I get why they wouldn't trust him. So, I don't know. I think it's fun. That's the main thing. It's like, it's fun. It's a early on theory that you hear. So that's why I think we put that one in A tier. We're going to have to cover Trudeau being Castro's kid. I can't believe I forgot to put that one on there. Thank you for saying that. Let's see here. I can't pull up my files because that'll give too much away about the channel and what we got planned coming up next. So just know Fidel Castro and Justin Trudeau, that's an S tier conspiracy. I'm making that official ruling right now. Yeah, he is 100% that man's child. If you ever Photoshop the little military hat and like a patchy pube beard on Trudeau,
100%.
he looks just like
100%.
100%. That's a S tier easily. Okay, let's see here. All right, we'll go to Terraria. Where did I put that one at? Ugh. Okay, so this is a new theory that I actually learned about yesterday. So in the official Crate 13 Discord page, which you can get to if you become a channel member, me and one of our members, I believe it was Ian Glenn, he brought it up. He said, hey, cover Tartaria. See, I keep saying like Terraria, like the Minecraft knockoff. But
Whatever.
Oh, I knew I was going to get you with that knockoff comment. But Tartaria, basically this is like an ancient advanced empire theory. Not like advanced and like ancient aliens advanced, but like it's basically saying that like in inner Eurasia, like kind of like near Kazakhstan and like Turkmenistan and like Siberia, there was this great empire that like was world domineering and worldly popular. And it's like used by like a lot of Russians today to be like, oh, we were the Tartaria Empire. We're the best ever. The great success. You know, it's like that group of people. And it's like, no, you're just a bunch of backwards Turkmen in the middle of the steppe. You didn't have any great empire. That like it's just there. It's like it's like they got so outshined by the Mongols that they're like, oh, we got it's like they wanted to have their own thing, but like there's literally no archaeological evidence or like historical evidence for this at all. Like it's just a made up nation to make like Russians and like former Soviet peoples feel better about their history, to where it's just not them getting like conquered all the time by a mix of Persians and Mongols and people like Tamerlane. Okay, rant is over. F tier.
Yeah, I was about to say that's got to be F tier.
Yeah, easy F tier. Yo, what's going on? Okie dokie. Good to see you, sir. Hope you're having a fantastic night. Thank you for coming to the stream. So, we had the request. We're going to cover it. Where is it? Don touching the Western Wall. This one is representative of the conspiracy theory that current President Donald Trump has converted. Again, strictly a theory. Palantir, I am not endorsing this. We will probably give this one a bad ranking just so you won't shut us down. There's a theory that Donald Trump has converted to Judaism. So, basically it goes like his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, he took a very direct role in operations at the White House during Trump's first term. The theory goes that sometime in 2018, 2019, Donald Trump converted to Judaism. And it was kind of due to Jared Kushner pushing for this after he made Ivanka converted to Judaism. And you see little snippets in times like, so Donald Trump claims to be Christian. However, there's many moments like, look, I'm not one to judge somebody's faith. He's not the most Christian acting person we've ever had. Now, granted, no politician is for the most part, but Donald Trump, I will never forget him just getting up there proudly going, as we read in 1 and 2 Corinthians, and it's just like, okay, you've never heard that. And then it's
like,
just...
That's like the scene from Inglourious Bastards, Triangulace.
Yeah. Triangulace. He's like... it's that. It's just a little slip of, you're like, that's odd. And then it's like when Easter rolls around, and Easter this year, the standard... Because even Obama did this. He's like, hey... Happy Easter, guys. Christ is risen. Prime Minister Modi of India released an Easter message saying, hey, happy Easter. Let's remember the teachings of Christ. It's like, wow. Which is crazy. Modi is a member of like the Hindu party, Hindu nationalists. And he released a statement saying all that. And you want to know what Trump's Easter message was?
I'm going to beep, Bob. Beep.
I'm going to commit a nuclear... I can't say the next word, but I'm going to nuke you and kill your a whole nation will die. A civilization's gonna die. It's just, that's not the message of peace and love I was expecting on this fine day. But I
don't remember that in the Bible.
That one glossed over me. But it goes in line with the Jewish holiday of Purim, which is a celebration of a Jewish military victory where they killed a lot of Persians. So it relates back to that. And it was around the same time as Easter this year. So it was that, the fact that there have been multiple menorah lightings at the White House, and there hasn't really been a lot of Christian things going on at the White House. They displayed a menorah for Hanukkah. They didn't display a cross for Easter. They didn't display, and I know it goes back to a law saying government buildings can't display nativity scenes and stuff, but like, why can they do that but not, or why can they display a menorah but not a nativity scene?
You're asking too many questions.
You're right. They're about to shut this down. I'm sorry. I was getting too comfortable. Let's see here. Oh, we got okie dokie. The U.S. should invade Cuba. The U.S. should liberate Cuba from communism. Honestly, yeah, I'm cool with that. I want the U.S. to secure our hemisphere. So, like, I'm pro what happened in Venezuela. I'm pro us setting up Cuba to not be an enemy, because you know what? You're our neighbor. You're legally not allowed to not like us. So, sorry, regime change. I'm cool with that. But anyways, back to that. And of course, we have the infamous Mark Levin getting up there, grabbing Donald Trump, saying that, I tell everybody, he's the first Jewish president. And Trump just kind of just smiles, and he's like, yep. So I don't know. It's interesting. Do I necessarily believe it? No, I don't. But I think it's funny. I think it's a really funny theory. What you feel about it? You think it's I feel like it's between a D and a C tier.
Let's say C tier because I was gonna say B tier.
Okay. What?
I kind of like it.
What?
But it's like I don't know. I kind of like it because it's got a lot of stuff. I don't really believe in it.
Yeah.
I just think it's like he's a politician, so he's doing political stuff.
See, now it's not letting me move him. That's so weird. Interesting. Can I can move that. Okay. Weird. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely being monitored. They're not letting me move that one. Okay. So, the deep state is on to us. Moving on. Cuba has like 400 drones on a key base of the axis of upheaval. Trump should further this time instead of doing half job like Venezuela. I do agree with that. Don't half-ass it like he did Venezuela. If we're going to go into Cuba, make sure that the Cuban government's no longer intact. And that would be very easy for us to do. However, I would like for us to get out of Iran before we do that. I don't know. I think it would be easy to do. Make all of Cuba Guantanamo Bay. Okay. Sorry. Anyway, moving on. So, next one. You just tell me when to stop, Lord Usman.
Stop.
Oh, John Wilkes Booth. Johnny boy. All right. This theory is that John Wilkes Booth survived. So, the official story. On April something, 1865, John Wilkes Booth, acclaimed actor, blasts Lincoln in the back of the head, just blows it smooth off. So, he hops off the stage, does some dramatic little yell like an actor does, and then runs off and breaks his foot when he does that. So he ends up and hides out in a barn for a couple of days and manages to get out of D.C. But importantly, it would have been hard for him to get out of the city, but the guy who was in charge of security for the city after Lincoln was assassinated didn't lock down the city for a long time, which kind of gave him a time to escape. So he gets out of D.C. and he's hiding in a barn in either Maryland or Virginia or somewhere. Anyways, federal troops come out and Wilkes is in a barn with two other conspirators. And they say, y'all come out. Two of them surrender, I think. And John Wilkes Booth won't come out of the barn. So they set it on fire. And they shoot him and, he eventually comes out of there after getting shot. And he dies in a soldier's arms. And the way they identify him is he had his diary on him. And it kind of looked like him. So they're like, all right, good enough. That's John Wilkes Booth. Well, the theory goes that Booth handed his diary to this guy that looked like him. And then he just took off. And eventually there was some guy who was in the 1880s who was he thought he was dying of cancer, claimed to be John Wilkes Booth to this other guy. And he was like, oh, whatever. And they went separate ways. Well, that guy ends up not dying. And he runs into him again. Or, no, not again. It was after he had already died. And this guy was a roadside attraction. And it was the attraction was John Wilkes Booth's body. And the guy was like, what? And the guy does a whole bunch of backtracking and guessing. And there's some potential that he was John Wilkes Booth. He did look like him. But also it's probably not. The big kicker to this theory is there was a doctor who did a surgery on John Wilkes Booth, and he had a scar on his abdomen, and that surgeon said that he saw the same scar. So maybe they told the surgeon just to say that he saw the scar to not cause a national upheaval and just say, hey, let's just say we got him and move on. I don't know. What's your thoughts on this one, Lord Usman?
I don't know. This is kind of it's kind of fun. I don't know.
It's fun, but like there's a lot of moving parts, and like personally, I don't think they were gonna let him get away with blasting the president.
No, they're not. No.
I don't think that they would have been like, ah, well, we tried our best, guys. I was saying a D tier. Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Okay, why is this? It was letting me place it a second ago. This is so weird. What? Why are you not letting me do this? This is so weird. Oh, okay. Let me do that. Okay, if I physically click it, it'll go. Okay, that'll work. So you need to go. Okay, now we know how to fix it for future problems. Okay, good to know. All right, I'm gonna check the chat real quick because we had some chats come in. Let's see here. Clinton body count. All right, that's where we're going next. Good eye on that one. All right, Q would be a very important distraction from the war in Iran, just like how Iraq was a great distraction. The war in Afghanistan after the failure of Tora Bora. Yeah, you know what? That excellent point. It would be a good morale boost, and I'm sure Trump wants some kind of victory going into the 250th birthday of the country. Okay. We got this one. The Whitewater Clinton body count theory. Again, this is just a theory, please. YouTube, don't do this to me, guys, please. Please, I'm just discussing the theories. I don't believe any of these, actually. All of them are preposterous. Bill and Hillary Clinton would do nothing morally wrong ever. All right, with that being said, this theory goes that the previous president, former first lady, and secretary of state are attached to a massive string of people who... I'm trying to think of the YouTube safe way of... sewer sliding. If everybody catches my drift on that. Because, some people decided, that they were just going to take a gun and then shoot it the wrong direction 3 times. Or they woke up on a bench, or they went to go sleep on a bench in -0 degrees weather and pour water all over themselves. And, just a lot of people trying to dangle from their necks. So, a lot of weird... and it's not like it's a small amount. It's like, okay, hey, 3 people did this. It's something like 50 people. Like, that's why it's called the body count. It's like, it's a lot of people. It goes back to their time in Arkansas, and there was like a housing scam, I think, in Arkansas, which is what Whitewater was. Again, could be wrong. Please, somebody fact check me in the comment section. But the theory goes that the Clintons have just been like, anytime someone kind of like catches wind of what they're doing, or if they're just like getting ahead of themselves or something like that, or question them or challenge their power. Like, there's a theory that John F. Kennedy Jr., he was on track to be the next senator from New York in the late 90s. And like, good looking guy, had the presidential name behind him, great story. And his plane crashed over water and he died. Weird. Which, granted, could just be the Kennedy curse. Did you know about that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. And you know who was running against him? Mrs. Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Well, how about that?
So, by default, she had to be the nominee. And, it's not like they would do anything like... They would never rig a primary for her to be the Democratic nominee. They didn't do that to Bernie.
Did him so dirty. But that's besides the point.
That's besides the point. This one... I'm feeling S tier. I'm feeling dangerous.
S tier on this one?
I'm thinking S tier. Because think about the implication.
For what reason?
Well, because one, I can't really go into all the details of it. There's a lot of... like, here's the thing. Think about how deep you can take it. Like, a lot of these is kind of like Bohemian Grove is just kind of face value. Like, okay, hey, it's rich people dress up in the woods. This one, you can research it. It's a deeper iceberg one. You can research it for a long time. And there's still bodies that get added to it. Like, I want to say, like, someone involved with them literally decided to do that to themselves like last month. So like it continues to this day, and there's a lot of like deep diving you can take with it, and the implications are horrible if that's the case. You know what I mean? So it's a fun theory to think about. There's a lot of like tangible evidence there's a paper trail to follow. So that's part of the fun for a conspiracy theory to me. It's like, okay, how many can you take it?
All right. I'll do A tier. I was gonna say way low. I was gonna say like C or something.
Really?
Would you be willing to do A tier on this one? I don't.
I feel pretty strongly about the S tier. I'm gonna be honest.
We duel tomorrow at 12.
Duel tomorrow. Tell you what, look, I gave you the B tier on the Void one. Can I get the S tier?
All right. Okay. You know what? I'll give you the sold.
Okay.
Deal.
Deal. All right. Pleasure doing business with you. There you go, guys. Enjoy your. Here's the one time you can win, Hillary. Break that glass ceiling, girl.
Come on.
Yeah. You go,
Come on.
Queenie.
Can we get some laughing in the
Yeah,
chat?
come
That was
on.
a good one.
Yeah,
Come on
thank
now.
you. Hey, I have my moments, guys. Should have been a stand-up comedian. All right, let's see here. I'm going to catch up on the chats real quick. Let's see here. Is that oh no, I'm getting people texting me saying don't argue about the Clintons. Guess who's going to be next, guys? Crate 13. Yeah, that would be really upsetting. Ugh. My channel's not that big yet. I'll be all right. If Wendigoon's still kicking, I think I got a chance. All right. Let's see here. I think it is. I just literally, Trent Atkins, to answer your question, I just looked up Agartha, and that is the image that popped up. That's definitely, yeah, I didn't even notice that when I got it. Wow. Okay. Let's see here. The real, the body counts are in Belgrade and Libya. Yeah, you ain't wrong about that. Well, yeah, that is correct. We came, we saw, he died. Okay. Very good. All right. Lord Usman, tell this magical cursor where to stop.
Stop.
All right, we got the juice is loose. O.J. Simpson. Oh, I don't have my card with me. I took it to the new house. But acclaimed running back and actor. The Naked Gun movies were hilarious. He was great in those. Who famously did not kill his ex-wife in A Waiter. He did it, but he did it and the jury found him innocent. Anyway, big trial, big ordeal. That's not the conspiracy, is that he did it. The conspiracy theory is that he actually was innocent, but he took the fall for his son. Have you heard this one?
Yes, I actually have.
Oh, okay. I don't know the details of it. I've just heard it in passing before. But basically, Nicole Brown and O.J. Simpson's son had like extreme anger problems. Like really bad anger issues. Well, the theory goes that he didn't like his mom hanging out with this waiter, and he got very angry and pulled a sling blade. If you've seen that movie, you understand that reference. Basically, OJ finds all this out and tries to help his son and keep him from going to jail. So he stages the crime scene and then was just going to go down in the Bronco. And that's part of why all that happened in the Bronco, was he was trying to figure out what to do and all that stuff. Am I missing any details on that? Because, again, I don't know the details on it. Lord
Oh,
Usman.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
I don't know how I feel about this one, because it's kind of fun. It's like, because I mean, I hate to say this, part of me wants to like O.J. Simpson because he is hilarious, and like even after, like, I don't know if you guys were on Twitter when O.J. was still alive, he would get on there and he'd be like, "Hey guys, it's O.J. Hey," and like he just like horrible human being. I'm not denying this at all. But like I think it's terrifying the way he was able to just laugh and joke about it and kind of grift off of it. It's all terrible, but you know, you got to have gallows humor with the whole thing. But, you know, and like he does that interview with, I think it was NBC, where like he calls the interviewee into his dressing room. He's like, "Hey, you need to come in here." And then she opens the door and he does the psycho, the re. And it's like,
Okay.
dude.
Yeah, awesome guy.
And then he wrote, if I did it. Like, what an asshole.
What do you mean if?
What do you mean if? He's like, I'm scared to go to LA because I might be sitting next to the killer. Dude was like the ultimate troll. Like, so, I don't know. I know he ended up losing the civil case. So, I don't know. I feel comfortable putting this one in F tier. F to D tier.
Yeah, this is an F tier.
F tier. Trying to do it again. You're not getting that away that easy. You get an F tier, OJ. You stay there. All right. Let's see if we got anything else in the chat. OJ was charismatic. That's right. I mean, you can't say what you want about the guy. A lot of issues. He wasn't the best husband. He could have been better in that department, but he was charismatic. Great running back. Let's see here. Pancake Tuesday. How you doing, sir? Glad to see you in the chat. I hope you enjoy the little minutes you get to hang out in here. Happy to see you, brother. Awesome to see you. Let's see here. I guess it explains OJ's self-incriminating choices, like him writing a book like If I Did It. Yeah. Being forced to change his name of the book to I Did It. They didn't exactly change. They just made the if comically small. That's right. Yeah. It was just really tiny on the cover where you could barely see it. Like, again, huge troll, horrible person. That's why he's an F tier. I'm sure he's in hell looking at that saying, oh, why'd you put me in F tier? Anyway, sorry.
Well, he probably can't say anything if he's in hell.
Yeah, that's fair.
Can I bring up one? Can I just
Go ahead and bring it up.
one to do?
Bring it
up. I want to do Agartha.
You want to do Agartha? All right.
Next time.
If only I could get away with the copyright of playing the dubstep Land Down Under theme. I wish we could.
I met a strange lady.
She made me nervous.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows it. Yeah, sing it in the chat, guys. Great song. Mm-hmm. Drop some hundreds in the chats for Men Down Under. Or Men at Work. Sorry, that's who sings it. Anyway, all right. Lord Espen, I've been doing a lot of talking. You tell us what Agartha is.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Agartha is the idea that it essentially is. You've probably heard of flat Earth, right?
Yes.
Well, this is hollow Earth theory. Agartha is the idea that in the center of the Earth there is some kind of land in there.
Mm-hmm.
There's many different angles from this. It's actually rumored that the Nazis believed we were inside Agartha.
Oh, can't say that. Can't say that. Can't say that party.
Oops. The
they did not see the inside of the Earth, is what he meant to say.
They did not see the inside of the Earth. That was one of the rumors.
Yeah.
But of course, if you probably know it more from the recent boost in pop culture, where it is believed that white people are from Agartha, and they use their spaceships to go in and out of it.
It kind of ties back in with. Does the Nation of Islam talk about it? Like, because I know that, like,
no.
It doesn't, like, it's not where they say Yaqub made us.
No. I think Yaqub. I think they have like an Atlantis thing going on.
Well, I know that was supposed to be on the island of Patmos, but I don't know if it's like something now. But yeah, anyway, it's like this. It's very much tied in with like there is a hollow Earth where there is an advanced civilization, and that's like where like elven, very Nordic looking people originate from. And yes, the main point where it is now is a bunch of schizo edits that Alex Jones has been posting. But yeah, Agartha. Where do we put Agartha? And it also goes back to like A tier.
Yeah, I want to believe.
It also goes back to let's see here. That, you know, they also believe that there was that German military base after the Second World War. And they're like, okay, why were they in the Arctic? And some people believe that the painter escaped to this place. It's hilarious. It's a lot of moving parts. I definitely don't believe it. There's no way it's true at all. But it is hilarious. And people that actually think it's real, I cannot believe how...
Me.
All right, for Lord Dustman, we'll put it in A tier.
Yes, I love Agartha. My people await me.
All right, back to it. Let's see here. We've been keeping a good steady viewership on the stream, so I want to say thank you guys for that. We've had a consistent 10 people viewing. That's awesome. So to all the loyal Crate 13 viewers currently, appreciate that, guys. Thank you for hanging out. So, Lord Usman, where are we going next?
I'm trying to actually just call one off the list.
Okay.
Why don't we just cover ticks since you did that in one of your recent videos?
Oh yeah, that is a good one. 2 videos ago. Where's my little tick at? Yes. So ticks. This theory is that Lyme disease, alpha-gal syndrome. The theory goes that they are government-created bioweapons that were produced on the facility of Plum Island. The reason that's the case is because these weren't really a thing up until about 40 years ago, and they showed up in the city, or Lyme disease showed up in the city of Lyme, Connecticut, which is 6 miles away from Plum Island Animal Research Center, which is where they research and develop bioweapons for animals. So, come on. To me, that makes sense. And from what I've heard, especially talking with the people that commented on my video on that, they all say that like Lyme disease is like the perfect way to like reduce an army down, because it's like having the flu constantly, which would be awful. And then alpha-gal syndrome makes it where you're allergic to red meat. So there's a lot of profit incentive for certain elite forces to have that one go through. So how we feel about it, Lord Usman?
I think it's believable, plausible. This is an S tier one.
I would agree with it, because like I'm gonna be honest, I believe it.
Yeah, I 100% believe it. I believe it. It really is a conspiracy. Some of these things we've covered aren't really conspiracies, but
some of them aren't. No, but some of them
were
like,
at one point.
Were at one point, or like are just kind of fun. Like I don't know how many people genuinely believe in Agartha besides Lord Usman. So, but like
So bad.
the ticks, yeah, I do believe in that. All right, we'll speed it along right here. Where are we going next? Call something off that list. And Chad, if you got anything.
Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan. All right. This one talks about how like his grave, apparently he like had everybody at his funeral killed, and then like the people that killed everybody at the funeral, they were killed, and then like the whole grave site was completely washed over and destroyed, and like any memory of it was completely gone. Which I'm not really sure if it's necessarily a conspiracy theory, but like, do we think that really happened? Like, is his grave really like that hidden?
We don't know anything about it. There was a French, I believe, a French and Portuguese expedition of some kind, maybe French. They went out there and they went looking for it. They couldn't find anything. I mean, there's just a bunch of stories about it. Like, there's the one that he brought 2,000 slaves and they were all killed, and then the soldiers killed them. And that they rerouted an entire river over the grave so no one could find it. There's just a bunch of stories around just his grave alone.
Yeah. But I mean, like, if we find his grave, does it change anything? Like, does it have any effect on our world?
It could if he's just chilling down there still alive.
His grave is the entrance to Agartha.
It could. He could just be like down there.
So I'm losing my voice. So he's just Mongolian throat singing. Yeah. All right. D tier.
Yeah.
D tier. Yep. Solid. We got a lot of people saying they want W. We want W. So, all right. This is again one of the classics. Bush did a certain September date. That is the theory. So, ladies and gentlemen, I really cannot go into this one in too much detail because of YouTube's restrictions, but we all know what I'm talking about. If you would have asked me 5 years ago, I would have put this one in F tier. I don't want to. I love Bush. He was president when I was born. I have very much a connection to George W. Bush. He's just so. He seemed like where Biden was on one end of the spectrum where he was stupid, and I'm just like, ugh. George Bush was like the fun stupid. Like when he would say those things, he's like, "You fool me once, shame on you. Fool me, you can't get fooled again." When he'd say something, it'd make me laugh. You know, it's just like,
hit this drive.
Yeah, if you're a terrorist, we're coming after you. Watch this drive. Like he just like George Bush seemed like a regular dude a lot of the time. Now, Dick Cheney was evil, but I don't want to think badly of George Bush. I really don't. However, at this point, I do think it is odd that on the current file release, the periods from 1999 to 2002 are almost completely missing, which that's weird, considering what happened in the middle of that. So, I don't know. I think maybe not necessarily he had anything to do. I don't want to believe that. But I do think the government at least had knowledge that something was going to happen and they chose to let it happen. That's my personal opinion. But S tier, just for the sake of like cultural relevancy, that is the conspiracy that everyone has heard, regardless if they believe them or not. Let's see here. What else we got? Where are we going next? We got a call for, William Cooper predicted the certain event in June. Yes, William Cooper did do that. I do remember hearing about that. And so did Alex Jones. We got a call for Big Mike. All right. So, this one is about the former First Lady Michelle Obama. This theory, again, YouTube theory, claims that Michelle Obama is a transgender man. It's I don't know. It's just this one's hilarious to me because it's like, let's say, sake of the argument, it is real. Nothing changes like at all about our world. Like it's just like, oh yeah, Obama was into that, and that's it. But,
yeah, I think this is definitely a B tier.
Yeah, but it is funny, and the theory goes because like if you look on the image, there is a protrusion down below. And like, look, I'm just gonna be completely honest. Michelle has got some traps, like her trapezoids, her lats. She's built like a linebacker. Like I know she could row something crazy. Like she is built like a middle linebacker. So I mean, that's some interesting muscular developments is all I will say. So I feel like a B tier is fair for this one. I'll put Big Mike in B tier. For B for boy. I like that one. Okay. Moving forward, we're grinding them down, grinding away at it. I'm gonna do this one. This one's just really stupid to me. The theory is Finland is not real. This is a conspiracy theory that Finland was a Russian and Japanese invention. For some reason, Japan is involved with this one. And they claim that Finland is not real, and it's just a big section of ocean that they use to exclusively fish in and extract oil. Because it basically, I think, because it comes down to, basically it says that any survey has a 0.1% of error. And Finnish people, the entire nation of Finland, all Finnish people, comprise less than 0.1% of the global population. So, theoretically, based on census data, Finland can't exist for that reason. Do you see? Does that make sense with that explanation? Since the margin of error falls into the population of Finland, that like Finland could not exist and the world population would remain the same.
What an F! This is such an F.
It's such an F tier. Yeah, it is. It is. It's not even that funny. It's F tier. All right. Let's see here. Where are we going next? Where are we going?
The sovereign citizen.
Oh, sovereign citizens. All right. This one. All right. If you're not, this one's so complicated. Sovereign citizens are, they believe that like the U.S. government and like Britain were taken over as companies and therefore laws don't apply to you, and that every citizen is seen as like a employee, and like if you know how to work all these loopholes, then you can get out of traffic violations, basically is what it boils down to. It's really stupid. I love watching the videos on YouTube of them getting pulled over, and they're like, I'm traveling. I'm not driving, I'm traveling. If I was transporting something, then I would be driving. And the cops just like calmly are just like, sir, stop resisting. And then they just tase them. And I love them. F tier. All right. Where are we going next?
All right.
All right.
Hold on. How about CIA killed new metal?
Ooh, okay, here we go. Limp Bizkit. All right, Woodstock 99. Theory goes, and Billy Corgan, lead singer of the Smashing Pumpkins, talks about this one a lot. Basically, how in the late 90s, early 2000s, he believes that there is a concerted effort by the government to, like, subdue rock music, specifically like new metal. Things like Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park, because it was just like, very rebellious, it was like Rage Against the Machine. It was all becoming very anti-establishment. And they saw Woodstock 99 and they saw like tens of thousands of young men there, like hearing Fred Durst going, "Give me something to break." And just everybody just began to break a bunch of stuff. And like, ooh, this could be dangerous. We got to kill rock. And that's basically why rock music isn't a thing anymore. Like, there are no rock bands when it comes to like modern pop culture, which I hate because rock is my favorite genre. And if you look at it, like, there's a demand for it because rock artists still sell the best concert tickets. Like, I literally went and saw Black Crowes the other night and the whole stadium was sold out. That was crazy. And here's my thing though. I think there is maybe some validity to it, but I also think that there's just a natural life cycle of music. Like, rock started in like the 40s and 50s, and then it like went through like its heyday in like the 70s and 80s. That's when it like peaked. And then by the 90s, it was starting to become like grungy and kind of turned inward and very emotional. And then you get this like angry, like, it's almost like rap, like Limp Bizkit is in Linkin Park, mixed with that, and then it turns into emo, and then it just dies. And you see kind of the same trajectory with rap music. Rap music starts in like the 60s and 70s. It starts getting bigger in the 80s to where the 90s and 2000s, it just peaks with like Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, 50 Cent. Then it starts becoming superficial in the 2010s with like Drake. And then by like the late 2010s and 2020s, it's like emo rap with like Juice WRLD and stuff like that. So part of me thinks that's just they followed the same trajectory if you do look at them. Because like rap is on the way out now. Because I think this was the first time there wasn't like a top rap artist in like the top 100 or something like that. So I don't know. I think it's plausible, but I don't know. I feel like a C tier is not terrible for this. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, C tier.
C tier. Okay. Nickelback is still good. Somebody said that in the chat. All right, I got to catch up on these chats real quick. All right. Yes, okie dokie. I do remember reading about that we need a new Pearl Harbor. I did see that. That is crazy. Donald Rumsfeld's speech. Yes. Yeah, don't worry. We got the Macron theory on there too. We will discuss about that too. Let's see here. Yes, Nickelback is extremely goated. Love Nickelback. Sorry, getting a text from a dear friend. All right, we will keep chugging along. Sorry, I'm running low on water. My throat is getting dry. we got a lot of theories, guys. So, we just did new metal. How about this one? How do you say it?
What, hydrogen?
Not
bombs?
Hadron Collider.
Oh, the Hadron Collider.
Hadron Collider. When was that thing turned on? Like 2012, 2014, something like that? I think 2014.
Yeah, early 2010s.
Yeah, something like that. Basically, there's a giant hadron collider which can create elements, and like, didn't they say it can create like a black hole for like a millisecond or something like that?
Yes, it can.
Yeah, something
black hole.
Yeah, something crazy like that. Exists underneath the Swiss Alps, and like, there's a theory that like, hey, if we cut this thing on, it might destroy the world. And they cut it on and it didn't destroy the world. But a theory is that we now live in a separate alternate reality. And it's split into a whole bunch of different dimensions when they cut it on. I can't explain the physics behind it. That's basically all I know about it. Are you able to go into any more depth than that?
No, not really.
Yeah, I'm not a nuclear physicist.
I know more about the other particles that they discovered other than the idea that they ripped the hole in reality.
Yeah.
Alex Jones does talk about them trying to do exactly that. Rip a hole in between reality and the unseen realm, if you will, and make some kind of portal where demons could come through. I don't know.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Well, I think I'll put that one in D tier. It's fun, but
Solid. Yep, solid.
solid
That
D tier. I
Yeah.
think with that one, let's talk about where the real divergence came. Harambe.
Yeah. Yep, that's
Yep.
a good segue.
Great segue. Y'all, I planned that out, guys. So, as it turns out, yesterday was 10 years to the day that we lost Harambe, which we were in middle school when that happened. So it was very, very detrimental to us in middle school because we were 13 years old and we thought it was hilarious. So,
PP's out in the chat. PP's out in the chat.
that's
for
right.
Harambe.
PP's out for Harambe, yeah. Harambe, dimensional shift, the timeline was skewed. I will say nothing has felt right since 2016. I don't think that's insane to say. Do you?
No.
Like unironically, like there's a reason people say that.
Yeah. It's just weird. I don't know. Some of that might just be the fact that our generation, that's the midpoint for our generation getting older.
That is true too. Yeah, probably.
So
It's a lot of it. To older
Yeah.
people in the chat, what's y'all's experience? Has 2016 felt different, or have things felt different the last decade than any other time before? Because I would argue yes. I feel like to honor him, I feel like we can put him in an A tier.
A tier.
A tier, yeah.
Sold.
Sold. Cha-ching. All right. Let's see here. Where are we going next? Where are we going? You got anything for me, Lord Dustman?
How about Illuminati?
All right.
Can I say
bare
that?
bones. Yeah, you can say Illuminati.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can say that. So basically, this is the theory that an all-powerful cabal of people, of like maybe like people above presidents and CEOs, control everything, and they have secret messaging in our media that promote evil stuff. I don't know. That's
Cat,
basically.
Cat, behave yourself.
Yeah. Well, what's chat saying?
Oh, nothing. That's preemptive. That's preemptive.
Okay. All right. Preemptive. All right. Illuminati again. That is the quintessential conspiracy theory. Gave rise to them all. Do we say S tier?
That's S tier.
That's
yeah,
S
it's
tier.
S tier just
You for what it has done for conspiracy theories everywhere. All right. Moving along, I think we start off with another classic. We got the moon landing. So,
Oh, this is a good one.
yeah, this is a good one. All right. So, when it comes to goodness, sorry, it's very uncomfortable in this hoodie. When it comes to conspiracy theories, this is one I'm torn on because, like, my own mom doesn't believe the moon landing happened, and she's not like a conspiracy person. So that one always makes me laugh. We always get in little debates about it. So when it comes to to the moon landing, I think we went to the moon, but I think the footage is faked. I feel like that's a good middle ground on that one. What's your thoughts on it, Lord Dustman?
Well, I gotta be honest with you. Definitely feel like it's real. We went there.
Yeah, I think we went there too. I'm
Yeah, we
too
went there.
patriotic. Like, look, I know we had every reason to fake it. I know the Soviets were like beating us in a lot of ways in the space race. I know we were finishing up Kennedy's promise to put a man by the moon by the end of the decade. I know that. And I know that no other country has done it either. But we're just built different. I gotta believe that. But I do think the footage is fake. I think Soviets faked the footage of Yuri Gagarin being the first man in space. Like, we know that for a fact. But I know Yuri Gagarin went to space. That's not something that, like, I sit around thinking, like, oh, he didn't go. So, and this is me personally, I don't think it's that fun of a conspiracy. Like, that's a conspiracy theory I don't want to believe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this one's going to anger some people. I'm feeling C tier for this one.
C tier for the moon landing?
I'm thinking C. This is my bold one for the night. This one's going to make some people angry.
Ah, man, I don't know.
I know it deserves higher just for the cultural relevancy of it.
Yeah, I'm fine with C tier.
There's a lot of proof that we went to the moon. That proof, I'm not going to get into it because I actually don't know it. But, like, take my word at face value. Alrighty.
C tier.
Let's see here. How about we say, we talk about if Joe Biden was a clone or not.
Yeah, I can do that.
So, this one is endorsed by our very own president. He made a big deal about it, saying that Biden was a clone, and he thinks that he actually was executed in like 2020 or something like that.
Or died.
Yeah. Which here's what I think it is. I think they have body doubles 100%. I think every
Right.
yeah. And I think that's probably what it was. I think because there was that one video where Joe Biden comes out and he's like 6'5". He just walks out one day and he's like, "Hey, but he's doing that as 6'5".
Yeah.
Which, yeah, hey, I get that. But like that's part of the theory is that's why he was cognitively so bad is because he was a clone. But here's what I'll say about this. People act like cloning is very much just science fiction. We can't do it. I mean, like, we cloned a sheep in the 90s. So, like, I don't see why we wouldn't be able and why we haven't cloned humans. I'm sure it has happened. And I'm sure we just don't know about it because, like, the public would be so, like, they would be making the face Joe Biden is making in this picture.
I don't know that we could clone a person.
But why couldn't we, though? If we can clone a sheep.
Well, you can't. You can't clone the memories, the mind.
Oh, sure. Probably
That's
can't do
the hard
that.
part.
Yeah. That's the tricky part. But we got stuff like Neuralink. Who's to say like you can't give someone a Neuralink? I don't know how it works. There's stuff about it. Take that.
Neuralink merely just reads your brain. It's not like it doesn't interface with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But if I think it's possible to have one and you train them and raise them. I don't know. We're not Kaminoans or anything like that. Do I think it's funny? Sure. I think it's another C tier. What's your thoughts?
Dude, I would say F tier.
F tier?
I would say F tier. F tier with this one.
F tier with this one. Like, I definitely don't think he was a clone, but I do think there is more theories that, like, saying, like, I think cloning's more possible than, like, people always talk about, like, as far off science fiction. If we can get a sheep, we can get a person. But like you said, the memory stuff, that's tricky. How about we meet in the middle of D tier?
Sold.
All right. There you go, Joe. All righty. Where else we going? Where are we going next?
Well, what do you say? Well, I don't know. We got a lot. We got a lot on this list.
We do. Let me catch up on my chats real quick. Let's see here. Illuminati is the most old conspiracy theory ever. Yeah, it absolutely is. Stanley Kubrick said that he helped to film the moon landing. I don't know if he ever admitted that he helped. He definitely dropped like some hints in a lot of his movies. Let's see. The moon landing is one of those nothing burger conspiracies that doesn't have any spice. Yes, that's my reason for putting it at C tier. That's right. Whoa! Goodness, J. Lyman Stone.
Wow.
I was just catching up on the chats, and you just hit me with that truth nuke. That you hit me with that Andrew Jackie again. Oh my gosh. God. Dude, J. Lyman Stone, thank you so much, man. I cannot appreciate that. I mean, I can't express my appreciation enough so much for that. Thank you for the help that you give this channel. You make what we do at Crate 13 possible, and from my deepest, sincerest heart, thank you, sir. Wow. J. Lyman Stone, you tell me where you want to go, and we will answer that conspiracy theory. We will rank it. But let me keep going with reading the chats. That caught me off guard. Okay, I'd say we have a moon base and a real space force, but I do believe the footage was fake. Yeah, I'm good with all that. Exactly, it's a boring conspiracy. Ian Glenn says, want to see some weird crap? Get some real night vision, just look up. Hey, don't worry, we're going to talk about night vision as well. The real Joe Biden died in 2018. There's a difference between the charismatic Biden who proudly did those things. Yeah. Which, I mean, here's my thing. I think Biden just had dementia. I really think that's what it was. And I think they had a body double out there sometimes. That would make sense. Because here's the thing. Biden was I think he was the mad dog of the Senate is what they called him. So I don't think that that's a bad one. Or I don't think that's like, understandable. But Lord Dustman, do you got to call it?
I think so. I think that's all she wrote for me.
I understand, sir. This is a strenuous stream. Some of these, it's going to be hard for me to explain. Tell you what, can I at least get you to explain the chip one, since I don't know that one really, before you head out? Huh?
Okay, well, you know
Yeah.
what? You know what?
One last one for old time's sake.
I will explain the chip.
Okay,
So,
it's the one with the spyware backdoor,
yeah.
not for the NSA.
Yeah, no, not the
Okay.
not. Wait, hold on. Is this integrated into the chip or the one that was like the Chinese one?
I think it's the one that was. I think you said it was like the size of like a fingernail or something like that.
Okay, yeah, so it's like it could be Chinese, could be American. We don't know. I mean, anyone
Right.
can have it.
Mhm.
Basically, spyware technology has gotten so good that it is possible to make a piece of hardware that could enact its own will on your system remotely without any input, and it's the size of it could fit under your fingernail.
God, that's
So-
terrifying.
I don't know if a lot of you deal with electronics, but I do. Basically, there are these small capacitors and small resistors, and I'm telling you, they literally will fit under your fingernail. But on these boards, sometimes some of these boards will have thousands. Sometimes they'll have hundreds, tens of them. And each one of them is really important to the circuit. But only one of them has to be a piece of malware, basically, on your circuit board that is undetectable by any real means other than going and checking every one of them with a multimeter.
And this is something that's like smaller than a grain of rice, and there's hundreds of
Yeah.
them on each computer chip. And only
I'm
one of
not
them has to be
exaggerating
bad.
when I'm saying it to fit under your fingernail.
That's ugh. Okay, and like, do we know which nation states are developing these?
America has the capability to make them. China does, and those are the only two that I know of. But I wouldn't doubt there's other states,
Okay.
other nation states that have the ability to. But it's possible to make them that size.
Okay. All right, I'm with you. All right, so for your since you're calling it, are you going to be coming back later, or are you calling it for the night?
No, I think I'm unlike the chat. I'm not that strong. I'm not that strong. I can't make it. I'm too old. I'm too old. I'm too weak.
I'm too weak. Sorry, I just
I need
watched
to go have
Revenge of
my
the
Biden
Sith.
nap.
All right, go take your Biden nap. Enjoy
I
it,
have
sir. All right, give me a ranking before you head out, since this one's your theory.
I had a rank.
Yeah, give it a rank.
I remember going to a skating rink once. I had
For
Rocky
co-
Road ice cream
For corn pop, do it for corn pop.
for corn pop.
I'll have to put this one at. I'll have to put this one at B tier.
B tier.
Yeah, B tier, because I know it's possible.
Yeah,
But it's really not that interesting. If I'm
right.
being honest.
Yeah,
But
it's not, but it's scary when you
But it's
really
scary,
look
yeah.
at it. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, chat. I got 2 requests from you right now to our brave members in chat. Go ahead, spam some hearts in the chat for Lord Usman for chugging along this long. Also spam some hearts in the chat for J Lime and Stone for
Yeah,
helping
gotta do that.
for keeping the lights on. So I'm gonna throw some hearts in there for you guys, and hey, y'all just spam them right back at them. All right, like these guys earned it. So, Lord Usman, thank you for the time. I'm determined. I'm throwing the hood
All
up.
right, bro. I know you've got it. You power through, Crate.
It's kind of choking me. I don't know if I look stupid or not right now with my hood on over my earphones, but we're gonna get
You
it
do,
done.
but that's okay.
That's
we
right.
love you.
That's right. That's right. So roll these sleeves up, get it done.
All right.
All right.
Good night.
Good night, man. All right, hearts are coming in. Appreciate you guys. All right, one-man army rolling through it now, guys. This is the Crate 13 show alone now. Joint was fake and decided he actually had to worry about his real job before coming on tonight, like a loser. So yeah, Joint, if you see this, hope you enjoy your job, Wagey. But we continue on. I'm just gonna start just going through what I see. We got the Kanye theory. Basically, this theory goes that Kanye West was purposely given nitrous oxide addiction. Is it nitrous oxide? I think that's it. Yeah.
Hey, wait. Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot to say I love you.
Oh, I didn't know we were gonna profess our love publicly like this. I love you too.
Don't make it weird. You don't make it weird. I can't sleep tonight.
I understand, man. It's okay.
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 No, that's all. No, really. All right, I'm out.
All right. See you, man. All right. So Kanye was given a purpose addiction by his dentist. It was partially so he could like steal his wealth because like I know he had like some investments with Kanye or something like that, and that's part of why Kanye went crazy here recently. I don't know. That one's interesting. Big Kanye fan personally. I just bought tickets to his show that he's doing here recently. I'm super excited to go to that because I didn't think I'd ever get to go to a Kanye show. We'll drop that a little C tier one. All right. JFK, the classic. John F. Kennedy. There is quite literally so many theories I could talk about related to him that like this stream alone would be double the length that it already is. So I gotta say, Kennedy, I don't think the official story is true. This is a theory that I 100% believe. Especially after I went to Dallas and I stood at the book depository and then I stood on the grassy knoll. And when you watch the footage of it happening, it's like, I'm not going to say I'm an expert in ballistics because I'm not, but I understand how bullets work. And just looking at how that happened, that didn't make sense with the official story. So, Kennedy, S tier. I mean, you can't beat the Kennedy conspiracy because it's high stakes, it's fun, and based on especially everything the government has said, it's looking like that's the case. Pyramids. Oh, this is the big theory saying that humans, you guys didn't make the pyramids. Ancient aliens made the pyramids. They're actually star beacons that align with like Draco's tail and like some stupid stuff like that. Never doubt the human spirit. Never doubt the human spirit. If we want to go build some cool stuff, we will achieve it. All right, look, that's what gets me so infuriated is like, well, we don't even have the technology now to make them. Bullshit. Have you ever been to Memphis, Tennessee and seen the Bass Pro Shop down there? The pyramid there is beautiful and American treasure. So I'm sorry. Yes, I think some people thousands of years ago could still figure out how to move rocks across the desert and then stack them high. All right. That theory, this theory makes me mad because like when we want to do stuff, we step forth and do it. That's what makes us human is that we go forth and we conquer, we accomplish. I can speak on this one for a while. Pyramids theories, F tier. I'm very strong on that one. And I know that I may be in a minority on that, but 100%, I'm a believer that the pyramids, we built those. I mean, come on. All right. Chugging along. But I do this because I love you guys, and I do love hanging out with you. And really, like, this is a nice way to spend my last day in this apartment because, like, this apartment, like, is synonymous in my mind with the Crate 13 YouTube channel. I started it shortly after I moved here, so it's like this will always be associated with that in my mind. So that's a cool thing, and I'm glad that my last night here, this is my send-off. But not to get all sentimental and with you guys. All right, moving on. Back with Kennedy, we have Marilyn Monroe. Was she killed by the Kennedys? Me personally, I do believe so. I think Bobby Kennedy set it up for that to happen because of her affair with John F. Kennedy, and I don't think they really wanted that getting out officially in the public. And I think it was easier to give her a lot of pills than it was for her just to be quiet. So I'm gonna give this one a solid A tier, just because like it doesn't outshine the other theories surrounding Kennedy, but I definitely think there was some stuff there that was happening. All right. Nukes, the theory that nukes aren't real. This one is stupid. There's a real subgroup of people that are like, well, they just made up the lie about nuclear weapons to end war forever. And it's just like, what? Like, you think that global radiation levels have all been faked since 1945. You think that Japan, which just said, okay, yeah, we'll go along with this fake nuke idea. Yeah, sure. We'll surrender the Second World War for this fake idea. And they're like, well, look at the video of the bomb testing footage. It looks like miniatures and like the camera doesn't move. Yeah, because the camera was behind a giant concrete bunker under like a foot of glass filming this. And it was like crazy. They had like pillar things and like rolly trolley systems to pull the cameras back so they would be away from like the radiation before it could corrupt the footage. And they were like encased in like these lead boxes. So yes, nukes are real. That's a stupid theory. All right. Moving on, another stupid one. The Dark Ages were faked, or like the Middle Ages were faked. Basically saying that all history at this point was made up by the Pope for some reason. I really can't remember why off the top of my head, but throwing that one in F tier too. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go through and just find some other F tier ones that we'll throw in there. Oh, you know what I forgot to put on here? I forgot to put cloud seeding on here. That would have been a good one to cover. Actually, we might be out of F tier. This one was Lord Usman's also. This is a theory that claims that on a certain disgraced billionaire's island where there was a temple, it's not actually a temple. It's actually an elevator to deeper in the island. That's the theory. That's basically all I know about it. I mean, it's a potential, but I don't think it really reveals anything new about the island. That's a solid D tier for me. Let's see here. Ooh, Planet X, Nibiru. So I actually like was terrified of this one when I was like a little kid. I thought it was gonna like crash into Earth at some point. So let's see here. I'll catch back up with the chats here in a second, guys. Ugh. The planet Nibiru. This is apparently a theory that there is a 9th planet. Used to be a 10th planet. It was called Planet X for that reason. Basically that it was having a weird elliptical orbit that was like offset with the other planets in our solar system, and like once every 25,000 years it crosses our orbit, and it's like the size of Uranus. There's your joke, put that in there. But I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like we could have probably noticed it by now, considering that like we've been spotting planets since like quite literally the time of Galileo and before. So I don't know. I'm gonna give this one a solid D tier because it's kind of funny to imagine. Like, because like I actually looked on NASA's website, they have a whole section for it, which I was not expecting. Keeping it in space category, let's look at Roswell, New Mexico. This is the theory that Roswell had an alien on the ground, and the government's official story is that it was a weather balloon, I think is what they said it was. I don't know. I truthfully don't know anything at this point. I think almost anything related to aliens is just a psyop, like just to keep us distracted from other stuff. But I don't know what they would be distracting people from in 1947 in the New Mexico desert, besides maybe other nuclear tests going on, or maybe stuff with the V2 rockets that they were testing out there in Los Alamos. I don't know. So maybe, I mean, but it's a classic though, and for that I'm gonna give it a little bit higher. I'll give it a B tier, just because like it's the first alien conspiracy theory, and that's what started the whole craze. Which maybe that was the whole deal right there. Get people okay with dealing with aliens stories to where they had an excuse for future tests on what was going on. That might have been the whole plan with Roswell. All right, let me catch up on the chats really quick, guys. So, Ian Gland says, yes, there is dementia, talking about President Biden. Let's see here. Here's a new conspiracy. The Maduro thing was staged, which explains why the whole thing was half-assed compared to this in Iran, where Trump went all in. It's likely Maduro and Trump made a deal. The deal is Maduro's captured. Trump gets his victory moment. Nothing actually changes in Venezuela. Yeah, the more the Maduro stuff happens, I think Maduro realized it was either going to be, you know, what is it Pablo Escobar said, silver or lead? And I think Maduro chose the silver option rather than just getting smoked by a Tomahawk missile. So, because, yeah, I mean, it worked out really well, and I don't know. So, yeah, I could buy the deal theory. Let's see here. This one says J. Edgar Hoover was gay. Yeah, sure, I'll get behind it. All right. Where we want to go next? Also, guys, do you want me to like slow down, or are you fine with me kind of flying through these? I feel like the fast explanation is kind of easy. And plus, we've been here for a while. This is our longest stream by far, which I haven't even noticed it. This has been a really good time so far. But I'm going to keep trucking along. So we'll just go to aliens. We'll go with that right there. Aliens. It's the quintessential conspiracy theory. Tin hats. Men in Black. Almost everything that goes back to modern conspiracy theory culture relates back to alien theories, stuff like the X-Files. So you can't have one without the other. So that automatically puts it in the top 3 for me. Now, do I think that we're alone in the universe? I really don't know. I think like there's a possibility. Uh, if I had to put money on it, I think we're either the first intelligent life to pop up, or we're on like the equivalent of like a nature preserve. I think that's not a bad theory. I think that them just kind of watch like how Jane Goodall watches chimpanzees. I think maybe aliens do that with us. I could get behind that theory. I don't know. I'm not gonna throw my hat into either party. I'll give it a. You got to give it an S tier. I mean, like it's just so culturally significant. I mean, just look at like what Joe Rogan talks about. You got to give it that one. All right. Let's see here. All right, let's say Tupac. Tupac is still alive and is alive in Cuba. No, that's dumb. F tier. All right. Elvis. Elvis is alive and is in Cuba. This one actually has a little bit more behind it because there is an old pastor guy that looks a shocking amount like Elvis, and he can sing really good. And like, there's some theories near the end of Elvis's life that he was getting tired of the spotlight. I mean, look at him. He looked horrible. So he escaped away and then had like his own, calm secret life where he could enjoy his wealth in private. I don't know. There's a potentiality to it. I think he did die on that toy. I mean, again, look at this is not the face of someone who's healthy. He was on a lot of pills. He was eating peanut butter, jelly, bacon sandwiches. And, I mean, his heart must have looked horrible. But for the sake of the theory, I'll give it a C tier. Because it is fun to imagine that he made it a lot longer than he did. Let's see here. Keep her trucking along. We'll say birds aren't real. This is the theory that birds are CIA surveillance drones, which I don't think we have that advanced technology just yet. I think the real danger is with cameras that are just being installed everywhere currently. This one's an F tier, but it is funny. I'll give it that. It's more of a meme than it is actually something serious. Let's see here. Where are we going next? Okay, ancient aliens. This is the theory that there was an advanced ancient civilization at some point in Earth's distant past. Do I believe this one? Maybe. I don't think it was advanced to the point where like we had technology, but I could buy that maybe 10,000 years ago we had a civilization that was on par with Egypt. I could get behind that theory maybe. So, but I think people take it too far. We never had like hovercraft or people that could do anything. I think at best we had something that was on par with Egypt, maybe something like in ancient Greece or something like that. Because like if you got to think about it, because like the way Rome was set up, like civilization progress is not linear. It's not steadily growing, right? It's always got like ups and downs. Because we didn't get to the level of advance that Rome was at until like the 1500s. They had running water in Rome. Okay, that's I think that's significant. They made aquifers and like quarries and stuff to carry water without algebra. So like there's ups and downs when it comes to progress. I'll give it a C tier. I think like it's fun, but I think people will definitely throw too much weight behind it. Let's see here. Astrology. Lame. F tier. All right. This one, the Led Zeppelin, I put that one there to signify, like, if you're playing, like, old songs in reverse, that they play some, like, satanic message. And that was one that, like, during the Satanic Panic, Stairway to Heaven was one of those, where, like, I want to say, like, they play one of the chorus lines backwards, and this is, like, I walk with, like, Satan or something like that. I love Led Zeppelin. This is really dumb. But, I mean, it's a staple. It's one of the earlier conspiracy theories for that. I'll give it a D tier. Let's see here. The Marine recruitment's proved birds aren't real, though. The Marine recruitment ad. Actually, I'm not familiar with that. What do you mean by that, Ian? I haven't seen that one where the Marine recruitment ad proved that. We were closer to the birth of Cleopatra than she was the building of the pyramids. And that's true, too. So yeah, like there's definitely like some old stuff out there. Like in the Sphinx, I think they've come out and said that it's way older than we thought it was too. So we got that one. The Baltimore Bridge collapse. This is a theory that, remember when that bridge hit, or when the ship hit that bridge and the bridge collapsed? This one's basically saying that the ship was actually hacked by Chinese foreign agents and driven straight into the boat, or straight into the bridge. And you think, okay, why would they care about a random port in Baltimore? There's so much military infrastructure in that port, and all of that was shut down overnight. Any naval ships that were in that port couldn't escape and couldn't leave. So, like, this might have been a test run for, like, a real attack that could happen one day against a bigger nation state actor. That one's absolutely a possibility. And if you look at, like, the crews are still, like, imprisoned right now currently. Like, they haven't been allowed to leave. And if you look at the ship's path, it's sailing fine, and then it just, like, gunk, and it just starts coming right for the bridge. I'm not opposed. I'm going to give that one an A tier, shocking as it is. All right. Keeping with the boats, Titanic was sunk on purpose. This one relates back to the creation of the Federal Reserve, saying that a lot of people on board the Titanic were the people that were opposed to it being created. And then, magically enough, when the Titanic did sink, they all died, and they couldn't oppose it. Federal Reserve is created, and now we have debt slavery. Woohoo. There's also theories surrounding that the Titanic is actually not the Titanic, but its sister ship. I can't remember what it was called. And that they just repainted them for the insurance money because they knew that it was built wrong or something like that. Which, that one's an interesting theory. I think there's definitely, like, maybe some weight to it. And, like, I think J.P. Morgan was supposed to be on it, and then he didn't get on the ship or something like that. A lot of people that were supposed to be on it didn't get on it last second. It's a potential. And I think it's fun. I'll give this one a B tier rating. Let's see here. This one, what these dots are, these are printer identification dots, meaning every home printer in the world has a secret identification code that it scans infraredly on your paper that the human eye can't see, but if you scan it, you can see this, and it tells you which printer it came from. So if you ever print paper, there is a literal trail tracking it back to that printer, which that one's scary. I don't like it, but here's the thing. It's confirmed true. It's sad, so A tier. But it's not like, oh, they put dots on my printer paper, even though, like, the implications are very scary with it. Let's see here. Going back to that, astrology gets an immediate F tier, deserved, but I wanted to know your take. There was another comment, but that went away. Yeah, astrology, it's just white girl play demon magic. Stupid. That's what it is. That's really my take. Like, I cannot get behind astrology at all. It's make-believe witchcraft. Okay, Brigitte. All right, due to the ongoing lawsuit by Candace Owens, for my own legal safety, F tier. There is no credibility to this at all. It is not important that Brigitte Macron was Emmanuel Macron's teacher when they met, and he was a child when they first started dating. Moving on. All right. Night vision. Night vision is green because the original trials of it being red actually showed demons in the world and made a lot of soldiers go crazy. This one's a fun story, but I think it's more of a creepypasta than an actual conspiracy theory. And they're coming out with more infrared stuff that is actually red light. So I'll give it a B tier just because the story is fun. All right, same deal as the Brigitte story. So this theory states that Kurt Cobain did not do it. But again, the theory, I'm not endorsing this theory at all, is that Courtney Love actually did it to secure payment rights for Nirvana because they were about to get a divorce and he was going to keep pretty much all of it. But after his death, she got all the musical rights to Nirvana. So she got all that. And then funnily enough, if you wouldn't know it, Courtney Love and where all of Kurt's assets went after his death were associated with a certain billionaire who owned an island. For my own legal safety, F tier. Definitely not real. Don't look into it because there was a private investigator who looked into it and they found him dead on railroad tracks. Moving on. Let's see here. All right, this one is related to what is known as the Lesser Keys of Solomon. basically saying that King Solomon from the Bible had the ability to control demons through this different language, the lesser keys. Well, the theory goes that modern microscopic silicon chips actually use this ancient language, and that electronics are actually demons that we are controlling to force to do electronic stuff. It's the most schizophrenic of all the theories I've heard. It gets a D tier just because it's funny. All right, let's see here. Tucker Carlson is a federal agent. He's controlled opposition. This one has a little bit of weight to it because his dad was in the CIA, and Tucker has lied about not knowing about that. But then again, like, come on, you were traveling with your... One, he's already mentioned that his dad was CIA before he said that he didn't know, so he's already contradicted himself. But, like, he was traveling all over the world with his dad in Pakistan and places like that. So it's like, come on, Tucker. Really? I don't know. It hurts because I do enjoy Tucker's show. I think he's a great interviewer. But I do think that he's definitely connected to that world. Give it a B tier. Solid B tier. It's plausible. Let's see here. Chemtrails, another classic. So, chemtrails is one of the oldest theories, saying that there's chemicals in the afterburn of planes flying by over the sky. And do I necessarily believe this one? No, I don't. I think that really is just the condensation from the engines being that high in the atmosphere. That makes sense to me. However, I will say I do know that cloud seeding is a real thing that really does happen. And I think I'll kind of lump that in with that one. Cultural relevance, kind of fun. Cloud seeding, I'll give it a B tier. I feel fine with that. All right. Skinwalker Ranch. This one, Lord Dustman was excited for this one. I hate he's missing this one. So basically how this one goes is it's this ranch out in Utah, I believe, and there's a lot of weird paranormal stuff that happens on it. But it's super commercialized. There's a lot of TV shows on the History Channel about it, which automatically discredits it, in my opinion. Haven't done a lot of research into it. Maybe I'll do a video on it. I'm not sure yet. We'll throw that in D tier, just because, like, there's so much. When it becomes super commercialized, I automatically don't buy it. Let's see here. Shalom, Excalibur. Good to see you, man. Glad you made it to the chat. Let's see here. Yeah, Tucker might, be a spook, not necessarily fed. That absolutely is a possibility. Let's see here. All right, the Hezbollah, the pager attack. All right. This one is stating that what that certain nation in the Middle East was able to do with the pagers in Lebanon, they could do with any device in the world. Now, I don't know if necessarily that's true or not. That's the theory. It's scary to think about. Technology is a scary thing. B tier. Let's see here. Oh, we're coming close to the end, guys. All right. The OKC bombing was an inside job. And basically that Timothy McVeigh is actually an FBI agent that's still alive. And, like, I need to find a picture of the actual agent that looks like him, because it's like uncanny how much they look alike. And that he actually wasn't executed. There were a lot of witnesses that saw Timothy there that day. I don't think you're going to get that many people to lie about something. What was weird is there was the whole goal of the attack was stated to attack the ATF part of the Murrah, I think it's called the Murrah Federal Building. Except everyone that was an ATF agent was out of the office that day. Convenient. It's interesting. I feel like I'm ranking everything B tier. This one scares me a little bit. We'll give it A tier. There's some maybe to it. That's one that you got to do some research in. And there's the whole John Doe #2 that they just gave up the search for. There's a lot of weird stuff with that one. All right, I got National Treasure up here for all about Freemasons. So just any theory related to Freemasonry and what they're doing with society. I mean, and the government. I don't know. I mean, Freemasonry is all about, like, I really don't know a lot about it. You're a 33rd degree Mason. I know that's a lot of jokes about that. I know they do Shriners Hospital, which is actually a nice thing. So, like, I feel like maybe, I don't know enough about it to really comment on it. I think there's too many people involved in stuff like that to be some grander conspiracy. Because, like, I mean, again, there's a Freemason lodge in every small town in America. So if there is some global conspiracy involving them, you wouldn't be able to hide it. D tier. All right. Lottery tickets are rigged, and they're a government ploy to try and find time travelers. Basically, the theory is people who are time travelers are going to go back in time and try and win the lottery, because the lottery is so improbable to win that there's no way to actually win it. And anyone that does is a time traveler. So I don't know. I don't think that's the case at all, but it is funny. F tier. All right. My throat's running out on me. Let me get a little sippy of my Wawa. Pushing through. Glitter. This one goes that there is only 2 glitter manufacturers in the entire world. Both of them are located in New Jersey, and they will not disclose who their biggest seller is. Which, that's just weird. A lot of people suspect that it's the U.S. military, and maybe glitter is used in like stealth fighter paint to reflect light and not let radar hit it. I really don't know. It's a theory. Maybe it's big glitter just trying to stir up sales and make it more spooky. I don't know. Interesting but boring. C tier. HARP. Weather control. Can the government control weathers and start tornadoes? Used to, I would say that there was really no, like, I wouldn't believe it. However, it is interesting to see that when we were bombing Iran, and Iran was bombing us, when they hit one of our radar stations, immediately we're seeing like record-breaking rain in the Middle East. And part of me thinks like, it would make sense if we could keep it from raining in the Middle East, which has been our like geopolitical adversary for the most part in the last 40 odd years. Keep it from raining there. So put pressure on them that way. That kind of makes sense. It's an old theory. It's definitely on the Alex Jones OG track. I'll give it A tier just for the respect it deserves. Let's see here. Do we do live in Distraction World? I don't know what you mean by that, Ian. And commercialized sin, low key. Not sure what you mean by that. Also Excalibur. But the missing 411. This is just a bunch of people that went missing in the woods in a bunch of weird and mysterious circumstances. Some people think it's aliens. Some people think it's the government abducting them. Some people think it's like skinwalkers and wendigos. I really don't know. But I mean, like, some of the stories are weird where it's like, hey, someone like takes a step off the trail and then they're just gone. And it's like, you know, national parks have like all this theory of like, oh, people just go missing and then they like cover it up, and park rangers see a bunch of weird stuff. They're usually fun. They're fun stories to listen to. For that reason, I'll give it an A tier. I feel happy with that. All right. Nick Fuentes is a Fed. Used to before, I would say hard no, just because like he's been saying the same stuff since he was 17 and got debanked and has like been completely shut down. However, I mean, like, I do think he's very much confrontational with everybody he should be natural allies with. Which makes me think, is he kind of here to be a disruptor? Is a disrupting force that keeps nationalist parties from uniting, since he has such a sway over the thing? Is that the case, or does he just have kind of like an ego thing where he wants to be the face of it? I don't know. I'm not going to say it's as likely as Tucker, because it's not. I'll put it in D tier for that reason. All right. Animal-human chimeras have been created. Basically, there's a theory that like the Soviet Union had like ape men as soldiers, and that like China has them now. Alex Jones did a whole thing on it. I don't know if I believe it. I don't want to believe it. It's disgusting. D tier. Almost there, guys. All right. This is psychopath theory. This basically says that the only people that ever choose to run for political office are psychopaths. They basically have the want to be in power, so they'll try and be in charge. Whereas in something like a monarchy, they don't want to be in charge naturally, but that's what makes some of them really good rulers. I don't know. Maybe. I do think people like psychopaths, sociopaths are inclined to run for political office because it like feeds into their narcissism. But I don't think that's necessarily the truth for all of them. Like, I don't want to believe Teddy Roosevelt was a psychopath. Maybe he was. I don't know. I never met the guy. But stuff like that. So, I think there's definitely got to be good. Like Thomas Massey, I think he's a good guy. So, I think it's kind of like not every politician is a psychopath, but I could see most psychopaths wanting to be politicians, if that makes sense. I'll put it in C tier. All right. The one that we grew up with famously. Fox News was on my house a lot of times growing up. They love to run the fact that Obama either was not a U.S. citizen, born in Kenya, or the fact that he was a follower of Islam. Now, the Islam thing, I don't know if that's true or not. I don't think Obama is a Christian, but I don't know if he's a Muslim. I haven't seen any proof for that, not really. I don't even know if this picture is real, but I remember seeing it all the time when I was little. Him being from Kenya. That video went viral not long ago about him being the birth certificate being editable on whitehouse.gov, and I watched somebody edit it. Could have been a fake video. I don't know. I never went and checked myself. But that's interesting. And like, there's not really like a lot of pictures of him as a kid here. None that I've seen, actually. I don't know. The part about him not being born here, the fact he grew up in Indonesia, a lot of weird stuff, but it's a classic theory. I'll put it in A tier. All right. Edward Snowden. The NSA is spying, watching us all. All those things. It was all confirmed. He risked a lot of stuff to tell that to the whole world. And he had to flee to Russia for it. So it's not even a conspiracy theory. We know the NSA is watching this live stream right now. So hello, NSA people. All right. These last two are terrifying. Franklin Credit Union. I don't even know how I say this on stream while this keeps working. Basically, it was a proto Big E operation operating out of Omaha, Nebraska by the man on the picture right here, Larry E. King. There was a big Senate hearing about it. The guy that was investigating it, his plane crashed mid-air and he died. And basically everyone involved was acquitted, and any witnesses were just deemed to be lying, and they were all locked in insane asylums, pretty much except for like one guy. King Trout has an excellent video breaking it down. Look, he doesn't even know who I am. Go watch that video. It is 100% worth a watch. Watching that video is what inspired me to actually make my channel. It was one of the main inspirations. So that one, gotta put it in A tier. And then, last one. Comet Pizza. For my own safety, F tier. I will not go into detail about what Comet Pizza is. Nah, just kidding. S tier. I stand by my values. Well, guys, I know I had to delete a couple of them because they weren't working right, and we figured it out later in the chat. That is our tier list ranking. So, let's see. Let me look at my comment sections real quick. All right. I'm pretty sure the U.S. Used cloud seeding in Vietnam. Maybe they got some special Kambala magic Wunderwaffe. There was confirmed cloud seeding in Vietnam. They made it rain so much more in Vietnam than it normally does rain. Yes, that is confirmed. Part of the Chimera theory is that the medical industry is growing human organs and genetically modified animals. I could see something like that maybe being the case, yes. I used to be an organ donor on my license, and then when I realized that it was like they don't resuscitate you, and like if you're in an accident that you actually probably could survive and they see you're an organ donor, they won't save you, I immediately took that off my license when I renewed it. And like I hated that because I thought I felt good about being an organ donor, but when I realized like all the negatives for it, I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Let's see here. Wait, oh, did I not put it in here? Oh, dude, I'm so sorry, Trent Atkins. I thought I had the Iraqi star guy because like I had the picture of Gilgamesh up there. That was one of the ones we were going to cover. So basically, I thought I put in there. That's my bad. The theory goes that the Iraq War was launched to stop Saddam from opening a Stargate. And it had something to do with, like, they found the grave of Gilgamesh. And, like, they came and, like, took it and took the body away or something like that. It was a really interesting theory. It's not real, but it is funny. For that reason, I'll put it in D tier. Also, the Giant of Kandahar, if y'all have heard that one. That was like a squad of U.S. soldiers in the Kandahar Valley in Afghanistan fought a red-haired giant that killed some of them, and the U.S. government took the body away. That one I'll put in C tier just because it's more fun and I can get behind a giant more than I can Stargates and Gilgamesh's body. At least personally, that's what I think. Let's see here. Vietnam weather modification, goofy name, Operation Popeye. That was a goofy name for it. That was an intense live stream. This thing is soaked in sweat now. I'm gonna have to wash this. And like this mask. But like, anyways, guys, that was a lot of fun. For everyone that tuned in, thank you. Guys, this has been the best send-off I could ask for this room. You've made this such a special moment in my life, and I'm going to take this moment to say thank you. Thank you for all you do, and just making Crate 13 the special channel that it is. Guys, that's all I got for you tonight. If you want to support the channel, please join the channel membership. It helps me out more than you know. Be like Ian Gland. Be like Lucy's mom. All right, be like little Queasy C Peasy. Be like Solid Snake. If I'm forgetting my other channel members, these are the ones that I think I just saw tonight. Join it. It's awesome. Thank you for spamming those hearts. Those mean the world to me right now. But if you're not able to join the channel, I get it. I understand. Please just keep watching. Subscribe. Like. Get some merch. Because, like, I'm actually pretty proud of my merch. Like, I spent a good while designing some of it. I got some fun stuff on there. Go check out the merch store. I made the prices pretty respectable, I feel like. It's $20 for a shirt, I think. So, check it out. Guys, have a fantastic night. I hope you enjoy whatever food you decided to eat or whatever poop you decided to poop when you sat down to watch this video. I'm Crate 13. Lord Usman's not here to say goodbye. Let me fix this. And I hope you have a blessed day. Good night, guys.